I think we're using that one for sound, not that one. I've got to change this thing on that one. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about
That's a
technical
lot of
issues, peanuts out there, because my computer's getting ready to get a new video card, and every time the computer shop do something with it, the settings change, so I had to change everything back again. So we should be good to go. I can see things moving on my end. Hope things are moving around out there, and everyone can be heard in here. I've got Fred out there. Hey Fred. Hey little wolf. Don't fall asleep yet, little wolf. We haven't started yet. Hey Peter. When are you coming in to say good day, Peter? Hey Carl. Fred. Yeah, I see you, Fred. Bugger Terry's. Hey Demon Obby. Okay. So what do you want for tonight? I rounded up all the videos that I could find that we hadn't seen. So we got everything from Where's Wally? I might as well just read them out. I got a Where's Wally? Got an Everett Anderson. Got a Blue Marble Science with Bob Nodell's inverse square debacle, because we didn't get to see that the other day. We've got a couple of small ones here from Wade's Underworld. That one. We've got another Everett Anderson, some more flat Earth nonsense. Who else have we got here? Oh. Yeah, well, we're going to do the McToon one, but somebody told me not to worry about that one. We've got your favourite Lindsay, because we got part 2 for Celestial Navigation from part 1 the other night. And who else have we got here?
Part one where he did no celestial navigation.
Nation, yeah. We've got Planar Walk doing a flat earther tries to prove the Earth with an encyclopedia. That seems interesting. And I thought we'd have a look at why it's so hard to predict where China's latest piece of space junk will land. Because we don't know where it's going to land. What's that, Dora? If you still need material,
Yeah,
yesterday's McToon's short. Yeah, which one, Dora? Because I looked in the Show Your Share.
well, I suppose the one where he was
Which
where
is
where 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 questionable education was screaming and shouting. It's 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 kind of funny, but it's not. Yeah, it's something you just have to sit. You just want to sit and watch. Isn't it? You're going to make a lot of commentary over it.
I don't know how far back that one was. I'd have to find it again. Yeah, that's right, Carl. uh, oh, sorry, Surf. I didn't mean to wake you up. Well, it was only done. What is it today? So this is the latest. I suppose it's the latest information about it. Where are we?
Finally here. Once again, a big chunk of Chinese space junk is on its way back to Earth. Now, this is not an altogether uncommon occurrence because China has something of a reputation for dropping spent booster stages from rockets that come from its inland sites near to or on places where people live. But this is different.
What's the matter, mate?
Oh, there it.
You can't hear it. Anyone else hear it?
No. Nope.
Ah.
YouTube can hear it, but we can't. At least I can't.
Okay. Well, what's changed there then? Something's changed somewhere that I can't see. Okay, where's it coming through in banana?
This is a 23-ton core stage from the...
Well, it is coming through in banana. Stop sharing for a minute while I tweak a few things. It can't be that one. It's not that, because that's where I've got the mic audio.
Oxy's the fault, isn't it?
Yeah. You told me to turn the B2.
I don't know. It's between Alan and Terry for the shittiest mic today.
I'm using my normal mic and it's gone. Some days it goes so potato you can hardly hear it, and other days it's like.
Well, the gain is still way too high, Alan. Not the gate, the gain.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what. I don't know how much control I've got over the gain. Paul, that's the problem.
What happens when I turn that mic on for my sound? And does anything happen?
Yours is okay at the moment.
Oh, no, they have an echo. So they can't have that one. They have an echo if I do that.
The largest rocket they have, which is currently in orbit around the Earth and could fall back to Earth practically anywhere.
The trouble is because you want to be able to go into Discord and you want to do it with only having 2 channels.
And we're sure we've got the right... Because this worked last Wednesday night with whatever settings we had.
Terry, swap the audio, swap the banana channels in each application. Swap Zoom to the other banana channel, and swap Discord to the other banana channel.
Okay.
Don't play with the gate.
Right, that's putting it to the other ones in Zoom. Right, I can still be heard out in Discord. Test the video.
And we're not even sure of the time or place. So this is the core.
You can't hear it.
No,
I can hear it through. I can hear it through Zoom. Yep.
Right.
From the Long March 5B.
Okay. And when you're talking, it's going through Discord.
It do.
Yep, that's right. Back to that. That was just swapping the Zoom and Discord around. Okay.
And believe it or not, we had this exact same problem the last time they used the rocket in 2020. Long March 5 is the biggest rocket China has. It's a top-tier launch vehicle comparable to the Proton, Delta IV, Ariane 5 or Falcon 9. It's got a fully cryogenic core using liquid oxygen and hydrogen, and it has 4 strap-on boosters that burn kerosene and liquid oxygen to get high thrust for launch. There's a second stage that sits on top of this that uses liquid hydrogen and oxygen, but the 5B doesn't actually use this. It skips that and puts the payload directly on the core stage, and that's why that giant core has been left in orbit after putting the Tianhe module up into orbit. So yeah, it's about 23 tons, we think. And you would think they could bring it back, right? Well, during the live stream, according to some Chinese-speaking fans I have, there were some comments about deorbiting this stage, according to the commentators. But if that was actually the plan, then it must have gone wrong. Or it might be the commentators just don't know what they're talking about, which is quite common, to be honest. People on the ground observing the stage hours after it launched showed that it was spinning, and as of yesterday it was spinning at about 12 RPM. And that is an object that's like 33 meters long or 100 feet long. And even video of the deployment showed that it might have been rotating as the space station module receded from the upper stage, or the core stage, let's say. Yeah, we only have estimates of the mass, by the way. Those are based on sort of Chinese media reports, which state that it's 187 tons full with 165 tons of propellant. So that's where 23 tons come from. And that's actually comparable to the module at launch, but that's largely a coincidence. And importantly, it's also about twice the mass of the Tiangong station, which re-entered uncontrollably back in, I think, 2018. Now, this booster is not the largest thing to return to Earth in an uncontrolled fashion. That dubious honour belongs to Skylab, which was a 70-ton space station, and after a few crews had visited it, they left it in orbit with the plan that the space shuttle would be able to rendezvous with it and boost its orbit. The problem was the space shuttle wasn't ready yet, and it took way longer to develop than they expected. By the time the space shuttle was even getting close, Skylab was skimming through the upper atmosphere and threatening to fall anywhere in the planet. So NASA did what it could. It couldn't adjust the orbit because it didn't have propellant, but it could adjust the attitude and change the amount of drag that it was experiencing. So they steered it as best they could, and it ended up landing in Australia, which was probably fine because, the local wildlife was more dangerous than Skylab could be. But many people also forget that the second stage of the Saturn V that launched Skylab, that also stayed in orbit after it put the station into orbit. And that meant that it was an uncontrolled object. It was about 30 tons, and it spent 18 months in orbit before, just by luck, it deorbited over the ocean. And that is the largest fully uncontrolled re-entry. Now, over on the Soviet Union side, they actually mostly kept their Salyut stations under control for deorbits. But in the case of Salyut 7, it was also boosted into a storage orbit with the plan that the Soviet shuttle, the Buran, would be able to boost its orbit. And we all know that didn't work either. I mean, shuttle development is clearly not something to be making predictions about. When Salyut 7 re-entered, it ended up being visible to be found. But anyway, the vast majority of big pieces of hardware are well controlled, like the 120-ton Mir space station, which was so well controlled that people were actually chartering flights to the landing zone so they could watch this monster thing re-enter and burn up over the Pacific. And of course, after Skylab, NASA made sure to dispose of every single space shuttle external tank. Each of these was over 30 tons of inert mass. These were dropped by the space shuttle, and they were dropped such that it wasn't fully in orbit, and its trajectory would ensure that when it was carried out and hit the atmosphere, it would be re-entering over the ocean. The shuttle, of course, had to use its orbital maneuvering system to complete the orbital insertion to stay in space. So yeah, generally, if anything large is being deorbited in a destructive fashion, it's aimed so that it will re-enter in the middle of a convenient ocean. There's a point in the middle of the Pacific where hundreds of satellites have been deorbited, although most of them will burn up completely, so there's no large chunks of space hardware littering the bottom of the Pacific Ocean to be found. So yeah, this is the second time that China has flown this rocket, and both times has resulted in an uncontrolled re-entry for that core. And I'm going to say it's pretty darn embarrassing that they lack the will to do this properly, right? I don't know what's wrong with them. I hope they can fix their problem. In May of 2020, the same booster design burned up over the Atlantic. And some debris did actually make it all the way downrange to Africa, and a piece was found in the Ivory Coast, which looked to me like some plumbing, possibly an oxygen pipe. And, to be fair, recently we had a similar thing happen with a SpaceX second stage, where they wanted to perform the deorbit burn, but it failed, and it ended up deorbiting randomly and dropping debris over Washington State in Canada. And this is a very rare occurrence, though, because they're able to put these things down safely. And yeah, this is much smaller stage as well. I mean, I wish I could tell you where this core would land. Indeed, you might think that since we can accurately predict orbits months ahead, it should actually be pretty easy to figure this out, right? Newton's laws are simple, right? But the thing is, this is true for high orbits where the atmospheric drag has very little effect, but lower down in the atmosphere, this isn't the case. The weak influence of the atmosphere very quickly causes our orbits to diverge from our idealized calculations. Like in an ideal model, the drag slows the satellite down, which in response falls down to a lower orbit. And then paradoxically, because it's in a lower orbit, it actually has to go faster. So the drag, which is pushing to slow it down, actually results in the satellite moving faster in a lower orbit. It's confusing, but that's orbital mechanics. It's weird like that. Also, if the orbit is elliptical with a significant difference between the perigee and the apogee, then the high point, the apogee, will descend faster than the low point, right? It'll tend to get more circular over time. But yeah, eventually a decaying satellite gets so low that it very quickly begins to lose altitude due to the drag. The atmospheric density builds up, and eventually the whole thing gets torn apart by aerodynamic forces and destroyed by atmospheric heating. And a few bits of debris may make it to the ground. But I'm going to say, if you're seeing this thing flying overhead, you're probably safe from debris, because anything light enough to slow down and fall on you is going to burn up before then. It's the stuff that's going to survive that tends to move further down range. And so, yeah, worry about people downrange from you. But yeah, predicting this decay is complicated further by the fact that the Earth isn't a proper sphere, it's kind of lumpy, and the atmosphere actually is kind of lumpy too, and it changes over time as solar activity causes your changes in the atmosphere. And there's no like really good measurements for how this changes like in real time. Like the best you can do is actually take a look at what's happening to your satellite and try to infer what the atmosphere is for the next pass. And so yeah, we're 24 hours out from the predicted entry time, and we still have error bars of plus or minus 6 hours. That's 12 hours. That's ridiculous. And in that 12 hours, it's going to travel around the world 8 times. So there's no chance of figuring out what longitude it'll end up at. On the bright side, because we know the inclination, we know that it has to be south of 42 degrees north and north of 42 degrees south. And so that rules out most of Europe, Canada, Russia. They're all safe. But a lot of the USA is still covered by that, the whole continent of Africa, most of the Americas, Australia, New Zealand, Middle East, India, and of course China are all inside this region. And don't worry, because the odds of it ending up near you are staggeringly small, and the odds of it landing in the ocean are about 70%. And if we use that narrowed 12-hour window, you can actually plot the orbit that you expect it to take over that time, and it looks like South Africa is ruled out. And I don't think I'm going to see it in California because we're right on the very edge of the far end of the window. But we've cut it down to half a day, and we really haven't made much of a difference in the land area it could hit. So yeah, over the weekend, the precision should get better, and maybe it will be visible for some people. Maybe we will get some great pictures of this re-entry of this monster thing breaking up in the sky, which will be nice, and hopefully no one will get hurt. But you know what would be really nice? It would be nice if China would fix the Long March 5B to bring it up to date with modern rockets and make it like a good orbital citizen. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.
Yeah, predicting it to land at the moment, that's going to be a problem. How many? 6 hours we've got a window.
Plus and minus 6 hours, so it's usually a 12-hour window.
Yeah. Yeah, they mentioned Skylab landing here. I wonder if we've sent the bill to America for littering yet.
Oh, we've sent it, but they haven't paid it.
Oh, that'll be right. It's overdue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, Blue.
Back,
Yes, you, Blue. We're talking about you.
Yeah, we want. No. We want that damn thing back.
I don't know. Somebody's got it as a garden ornament in their front yard, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Take somebody else's Skylab and just keep it that way.
Nicholas, can I ask how you're supposed to pronounce that word on your screen?
Which word?
The big word across the middle.
Ah, this is Grim inspired.
Oh, it's Grim inspired, is it? Okay.
Plasmatard. Plasmatard, combining science, anti-vax, and electric universe.
We better read out the question then. Today's scientist was a French scribe and manuscript seller who achieved notoriety after his death as the inventor of the Philosopher's Stone. He also features in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, and it didn't take Fred Knotts long to get it. Of course, it's Nicholas Flamel.
I didn't follow that series, so I wouldn't have guessed it. So, what have we got? Well, that was a bit of information. So, do you just want to get Lindsay out of the road, or would you just want to go somewhere else, Peanuts? Because he's going to get played, so you can't say later, because you rip the band-aid off, you rip it off straight in one go. The philosopher is stoned on what? No, the philosopher's stone.
Philosophery.
Stone.
You're having trouble with that, Terry.
Let's let Lindsay have his say. Yeah, I know. Well, it's part 2 of what was the title? Oh, Celestial Navigation is easy, knowing Earth is flat. So, is he going to talk about any celestial navigation again, or not?
I don't know. Dora, do you not think we're late enough already that the Lindsay's still going to come as a bit of a shock to the people who arrive?
The latecomers, yeah. Yeah, the latecomers usually turn up and go, am I late? No, just in time. Where's Lindsay? Oh, there he is. And it's a 1622 length, so it's a bit short.
Oh, he mustn't have had much. Either he didn't charge his battery properly, or he didn't have much to say.
Yeah. And I was going to say, come on, everybody, mash that like button.
What did I forget to press? Something. Here we go.
Welcome back. This is part 2, talking about celestial navigation.
No,
I
you
wasn't
didn't.
explaining it too well in the last video, but you've got to check out the first video first. I was just getting onto the stuff, getting it in my head myself, so I watched all this yesterday.
No, wasn't it right at near the end that he confused himself? He didn't know what to do. I'm a peanut tonight. 3D printer is too loud. That's a shame, sheepy.
And I'm trying to show you how you do not live on a ball, you don't need the ball for celestial navigation. It's quite easy to realise how it all works on the flat earth design. When they start explaining this and slicing and this and looking through the centre point of the ball and all this garbage, you just get rid of all that and it makes it so easy. But the problem is it's not easy me trying to explain it to you, especially when I saw it last night, and the last time I saw it was a year ago. But I'll carry on. So what they try to tell you, science likes to tell you that everything comes in parallel. All the light, all the celestial bodies comes to Earth parallel because it's so far away, it comes in parallel, which is a load of BS.
Let's say
It's all
virtually
associated with your
parallel.
arc
Yeah,
of
yeah,
horizon.
we'll give him the
Everyone has their
benefit of
own
the doubt,
arc of
but
horizon.
close to parallel.
So there's your round Earth. So you've got the equator.
Well, he's got to be consistent, Alan. He's got to be wrong.
Here. So you've got all your other latitudes and all that. So wherever you are on the flat Earth, there is your horizon. It's all flat, and basically, it's there's the centre of Earth. It's all right angles to the centre of the Earth.
Trying to work out where he's meaning where the horizon is, because you can't be in the centre of his.
You have to think about that for a minute. But anyway,
Mm.
Earth's the sea level's flat, dead level, and you look around you. There's the horizon all the way around you, 360 degrees.
Yeah, we know the horizon is a circle.
We have it's like we're in our own sphere.
Yeah, but what if you're at a different latitude? Is it the same principle for him? Don't know.
We have our own dome, it's our own arc of horizon. So we all have our own horizon we see so far, and there's your arc. There's your flat horizon, there's your arc. And no matter
Oh, is he drawing this like top down?
I think so.
Yeah, I was just trying to. That was what I was trying to figure out. So we're looking down on the Earth that way.
where you are, that flat sea level is right angles to this centre. There's your arc.
Right. Okay. That's what I was trying to get at.
And because we all
Should
have
be a
our own
circle,
arcs of
though.
horizon, we
But
are
I see a
always
horizon
centre
to my
of the
north
arc.
as well as my south,
Pardon?
or my east. I see a horizon. If I go out in the middle of the sea, I see a horizon that's the same distance away in all directions.
Hmm.
If we move that way, our arc moves with us. We're always centre of the arc, no matter what. This is how science likes to fool you, to tell you that the light comes in parallel, because we're all centre of our own arcs. So the light will come in parallel, it's going to hit him there, it's coming in parallel, it's going to hit him there. Coming in parallel, you know what I mean?
How's it going to hit on the other side? It'd be night time.
So look, that point
Well,
there.
that's why I don't like his straight line. There should be a circle around the person.
That is now skew with. It's not lining up in the centre here, it's skew with. But his, it's hit him right on his meridian. So it's dead straight. Another guy around here, square off there. Coming square in, it's right down there. It's morning time, the sun's just coming up. What's that, 10 o'clock?
Oh, they're not
what's that?
seeing
Oh, that's
anything on
midday.
the other half because
Going
it's
down.
night time. But
Yeah, that's what I was saying. How
where's
can the
his sun
people?
on-
How can the people on the other side see light? Because it'd be night time.
But how is the light coming in from that direction when we know the sun has to be above? Oh, I'm gonna stop trying to make sense of this because it's pointless.
Get
Dirt.
confused going back the other way. Anyway, they're different angles, aren't they? His sun's down. His sun's right out there.
Huh?
From where he's seeing.
What?
His centre, because he's always seen.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying that the sun's meant to be light rays are coming in from to the right. If that person's supposed to be, if this is top down, how's that person seeing the light? It's not coming in that way.
Blah 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 blah.
These are all these angles. These are what the celestial navigation are calling latitude. Latitudes. We did longitudes earlier on the other video.
Did you?
But this is how
Not really.
it works. So let's say you're here and you want to get to this guy. So you've taken your sextant reading. So there's your horizon. You've taken a reading, and that's given you. And that sextant reading's given you 50 degrees. Okay, but you have to. It's all worked on your centre of horizon. Centre, see, because it is the centre. So you have to work out what's remainder, what makes up the 90. There's 40 degrees. So then you put that 40 degrees. You have to get
Well, people that know about the degrees can correct him.
your almanac. You know, that's just from
I'm sorry,
navigation
Terry,
book.
but this just deserves another one of them.
Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And that
Thank you.
gives you, at the time you took that reading, the exact time of where the sun is at that time of the day over the earth. So dead centre will be right there. They'll give you that time there, that place there. So this 40 degrees, then you have to times it by 60 nautical miles. This is minutes and times gives you, you know, the distance you have to travel before you get to the sun being at your.
No, pause.
Did you what?
Did he just say you have to multiply 40 degrees by 60 nautical miles?
Yeah.
He did. He did.
Oh my
Say
God.
something like that.
Oh, no.
Paul, if you get that bad, just say and I'll fire the blah 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 again.
I wonder what unit. I wonder what quantity or what unit nautical miles multiplied by degrees is.
Yeah, I've never heard that one.
Nautical degrees.
Yeah.
Nautical degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can make up shit, Lindsay, we can too. Hey, Sheepy. How's your printing going?
I actually stopped it, Terry. So
Oh, aren't you considerate?
now it's not on the back.
You can very considerate of you.
How's
Back-
my sound, Terry?
How do you sound, Terry? How do you sound,
How's
John?
my sound?
Oh, yeah, we're
Yes.
listening. We're listening.
That's good.
I'll let Paul be the judge of it. He's the critic.
What do you reckon, Paul?
No.
Oh, bloody hell.
It sounds like you've got a Darth Vader helmet on with 100 times magnification.
Oh, okay. I'll keep quiet then.
Yeah, it might be
Man.
better.
It's
Wow.
like you've got a microphone up your nostril, John.
Yeah.
All right, I'll turn the printer back on.
Yeah, I think you might have to. If we're all going to be like that. Oh no!
No, it wasn't so bad now.
It'll drive Paul mad.
man.
Paul will be ripping his
Like,
hair out.
I like Carl's comment.
why don't we just have an entire show with shitty mics?
I like Carl's comment in the chat. Just consider this: someone knows Lindsay in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody has
The
to know.
nurses that look after him.
Yeah, I wish you could get an idea where he lived. Sheep.
I shouldn't laugh at that one, Sheeples.
got no
The
way
carers
of
that look after me are all very nice people.
we've got no way of finding
but they're
out
not-
where he lives. This bloke.
Well, we know he's from New Zealand, and I think that's enough. You know, I'd say South Island, just on the because of the accent, but
Okay.
yeah.
Meridian. So 6 4 is 24. 2,400 nautical miles to get from there to there. Whichever way you go.
Whichever way.
This is the basics.
What?
Somebody's got to try to write this down, but not this bit. This bit.
No.
This bit.
You couldn't draw this on 4 whiteboards.
No. It's the calculation.
60 nautical miles. This is minutes and times gives you, you know, the distance you have to travel before you get to the sun, being at your meridian.
In his
So
world, 40 times 6 is 2,400.
2,400 nautical
40
miles.
times 60 is 2,400.
Oh, times 60. I thought he
to
said
get
6.
from there to there.
No.
All right.
So basically, it's just multiplying the degrees by the thing
This is the
to get the
basics.
surface length. Not
It's
the
just to
coordinates
show you
between
you don't
those
need
2
a ball.
points.
So I've done latitudes, and the previous video was longitudes.
No, it wasn't.
Longitudes are easy; they're just straight out.
But how do you know how far you are
You take a
out from
look
the
down on the North
middle
Pole.
to know how far it's going to be round?
Oh, well, he didn't mention that.
North Pole, straight out like that. That was the longitudes. And then
Well, you only know when you get to the edge, and then you measure backwards, Alan.
with the spinning
Oh,
ball
okay.
rubbish. And
Obvious.
when it comes to
You measured out from the middle.
putting it onto a flat earth plan, you end up going like this.
Oh, here we go.
Because
Oh, he's
there's
got
our
to draw
equator there,
in
isn't it?
that.
That's the equator.
Moisture.
And they're trying, the spinning ball, they're trying to tell
Yeah.
you.
Now
look at the-
see now he's drawing his map over the top of the other map that he was drawing. Now that's models. That's going to confuse you.
look at the spinning ball sideways and put the equator through like that. But it all works the same, but it's a lot simpler once if you do it flat earth style and you know how it all works. There's no slicing a ball and referring back to the centre of a sphere and all this garbage.
You got to do it flat Earth
'Cause
style.
this is the way our Earth is designed. I've got that in the other video. It's the celestial equator. Magnetic fields. And then you get all your
Oh yeah,
all your
yeah,
readings off there. Which basically, this reverts back down to your arc of horizon, your individual arc of
yeah.
horizon.
Get back
It
to your
all works the
celestial
same.
navigation, you twat.
Wherever you are on Earth, that's your sphere above your head.
My
You're getting
favorite prop.
readings.
There it is.
Yeah.
The painted ice cream bowl.
I thought it was a teacup.
Off here.
I can never see the handle.
Ah,
Looks like one of those little ice cream
understood
bowls.
that. It's a bit tricky.
Maybe it's a sugar
It could
bowl.
be,
If
yeah.
I'd done it late last night, it would have been better because I would have had it more organised in my head. But I don't want to sit through that whole video again. What else do we say here? Now you stay stationary. Yeah, this is to find your. Yeah, it goes a bit deep. You need to watch the video.
Marbles.
But you'll see what I mean if you watch that video.
Oh, we did.
yeah,
And we tried.
did.
And
we
we
tried. We tried.
Leave it at that, cheers.
We tried.
Oh, one other thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was about
Oh.
to stop at that.
But wait, there's more.
I was just about
see
to
my
press
flat
stop
earth
there.
designs.
Don't do that
He
to
just
me.
got a message from the big
There's
head.
only one flat earth
Terry, he just
design.
got a message from the big head.
Flat
Yeah.
earth is
Yeah.
like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the equator. There's the tropics. It's the gap. Everything comes out of there. There's the magnetic field lines. They
There's
have
actually
that in
countries
celestial
there.
navigation. It's called the spider. Exactly
You're
like
calling
that.
it the spider.
You get all your star readings from North Polaris out to the equator, celestial
spider.
equator. It's actually the tropics. There's a gap here. That's where Orion's belt passes through. Yeah, you'll see that sphere there, and you'll see this southern one like this. And look what we see like this. That's how we see things.
Huh?
These are the gates.
Madness.
Oh.
Enoch speaks of where the
I think you're
where
ready
the
to
sun is
press that. You
coming
know
out
what?
from
That one.
east. There, or going down west.
Yeah.
So no matter which way we
Blah,
look,
blah, 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 blah.
the arc is around
I'll
us.
see.
He's looking
Exactly.
that way, the arc's around him. Because we are all created from the centre of creation. Everything is around us. We're looking from inside out. This
I
also,
think he spent about 1 minute talking about celestial navigation.
so the sun passes through here
It's that.
at your meridian.
But it doesn't.
And in the previous
What
video
are
I
you
mentioned
doing?
that Jesus is the sun. And
No, you
this
told him
is,
the manger.
representing Pisces, the two fish, and
Oh my
then you've
goodness.
got your
That's a good fact, Elmix. He's never seen Polaris, so why does he make out that there's Polaris at the centre? Yeah, interesting.
sayings out of the Bible. God, Jesus, hold you in the palm of his right hand, or something, hold you in the palm of his hand. You know, in the palm of your right hand you have these two arcs. You have two arcs like
What
that.
if you're left-handed?
You get a lump there. That's the whole Jesus story is about nailing the nail through the centre of your palm. No.
Oh
There's
my
There's
goodness.
no nailing nails to the centre of your palm. You raise a lump in the centre of your right palm. That's your sun. An enlightened person will have that.
They did a scientific analogy of that, or analysis of the Jesus on the cross thing, of where the nail went through his wrist or his hand to hold up, for your own body weight to be held up by a nail.
Yeah.
Right in the centre is the crossing. And it's to do with this, and it's all to do with this gap too, at the equinox. Because this gap is very significant at the equinox. Everything is equilibrium. I mean, it's equal between here and there. Equilibrium. So the sun. Lost my line of thought there. The sun.
No, he just lost his mind. That's all.
Yeah, that's the only problem. That was the only reason we don't understand.
The story, equinox. No, completely lost it.
Yeah, we know that.
You never had it. Wow.
No,
This
lost it.
is what's the word for it? Yeah. It's
High level
painful.
stuff, Terry.
Yeah, it's painful to watch this.
Well, this reverts back to the Red Sea, the parting of the sea.
What?
The connection, the bridge.
Oh my
It's about the
shit.
opening or closing up.
Which one is it, Lindsay?
Yeah, which one?
Soldiers that were chasing the
Opening or closing? I guess that covers
Through the
both
Red Sea.
possibilities.
Yeah, it does.
When
Maybe
we
it
are
opens
around
and
here,
closes.
it's how you see things.
I know he's just going to start
How you
drawing
see
again
things.
randomly.
And you can see this in time-lapse
Yeah.
videos. Star trails.
Do
You
you?
get it right? You know, you see all this image all the way around here like this. So you know
Yeah.
the southern field moves around the northern field. Like two cogs.
Do they?
Like this. But because everything's projected from the centre, there's always an image out
I
here.
don't think he's seen
No
tar
matter
trails by the sound of it.
You are around here at night, whether you live there, there or there, you've got an image of the two skies.
Carl said I stapled a sheet of paper to my forehead. I feel so much better now.
Arc of horizon. In your arc of horizon. There. It's all projected from the centre. You're all getting it. Except it's going to be, as this sprocket turns, this star's going to be there, but as it turns around more, the star's going to end up somewhere else.
Nobody sees. Nobody sees
What?
that
It
ever.
could be sitting back in
What
here
the-
for the sky.
We'd be dizzy looking at the sky if that's what was happening.
The same
Far
stars, but
out.
they're just slightly different locations.
Same. What?
Do
We've got-
these?
we've got
Does,
Jo-
does,
we've
does
got-
the universe have synchromesh, or is it just? Do you have to double clutch?
He's in an automatic.
We've got John Bernard's out in the peanut gallery going, what's this?
Oh my goodness.
You don't know who Lindsay is, John?
Right? As night time rolls in. That's all that works. So, celestial navigation using a equatorial mount shows this curve, or the star curving like this as it moves through the night, like this. But it's just what happens when you take a circle, a sprocket, and start turning it all the way around like that. The star will move around in that sprocket from there to there, arcs like this. It's just a slow arc because this sprocket has to go all the way around there to come back exactly to where it was before.
Yeah, stars don't move like a spirograph.
Anyone can see that.
And the curvature
And
must be
when you
created
know that, you see that.
all there is to it.
Are you trying to understand again?
I'm making. I resorted to being Lindsay. I'm making shit up.
I think Lindsay needs to take the plug out of his thing and check to make sure the oil level in amongst all these sprockets is fine. I think
That's
his
where the
sprockets in his
moisture
head are
comes
worn
in.
out.
No, that's where the moisture comes in. Obviously, it lubricates the sprocket. Oh, it all makes sense now.
It's strange he calls it sprocket. Has he been watching the Jetsons lately?
Yes.
Yeah, and you know the gap. You see the gap up here, the celestial equator, because you can see the curve of the sky, two skies like this, and we always see the straight line between this and our horizon. You know, you take video shots anywhere at different times of the night. Actually, you get one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. It's the rotation. It's
What?
rotating around.
Where do you see star trails rotate? Not like that, anyway.
No.
How do you navigate with
no-brainer.
these stars?
Well,
That's what this is about.
that's what we watched the whole thing, 16 minutes of it. Yeah, with that math equation with the 60 degrees nautical miles times whatever.
The answer's coming up in the next 20 seconds, Terry. I can feel it.
You can?
If I lived in a world where scientists were awake. Thumbs up if you like. I get enough bad comments. Plenty of down thumbs. Cheers.
There you go. He summed it up. He summed it up right there. The
Yeah.
scientists are the problem.
The only navigation in that video was navigating the mind of a lunatic. Oh my God.
You want me to read out a comment? You should call the airlines and explain to them how they have been navigating all wrong. All navigation charts are based on a globe. And then Lindsay's replying, you should grow a brain. Like that's his answer.
Yeah, I know.
And then there's another one here. Oh, only after you take brain surgery. There's another one of his answers. We have maps Why do you need me to do a private one-on-one lesson where the continents are? Okay, even his
because you never
comments
show them.
even his comments don't make sense.
Oh, you know you're not showing us you're not showing us the comments.
You really wanted me to, didn't you?
Well, no, it was just I was wondering where you were getting the comments from, and then I just noticed.
I just thought I'd just read them.
The radio comments, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story time.
No, we would have went down a rabbit hole and ended up reading all of them.
All 5 of them.
How many questions you got tonight, Mr. Paul?
I have 10.
You have 10.
Yeah, I have 10.
Yeah, you have 10. Is there an echo?
No, there shouldn't be.
No, there shouldn't be.
I've just got to...
Okay.
Smarty ass. You want to do the questions now?
I'm just looking. We've been going for an hour, so I thought we do 5 if you want. Do a quick 5.
Well, these are a different style of quiz questions tonight. So, I've got to get organised here.
Organised.
Organised. Yeah.
Organised.
Hang on. Let me get the chat over there. I've got 4 monitors, and I have to fill each one up.
And I'll go make a coffee while you don't know what I'm doing.
Ah, really? Do I have to play a song for intermission? Get that going. Let's get the chat out. Where is it? There it is. And I just hope my internet doesn't crash during this.
Yeah, I had the same problem today and for the last couple of days. Just randomly, it just decided to go.
Yeah, well, I've already dropped out once tonight, hey? All right, now I just need to share the screen and we're done. All right.
So this is where I have to remember to type in the inside chat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody out in the peanut gallery, you better tag Alan because he might forget.
Yeah. All right, here we go then. Right. Tonight's quiz is a little bit different. You get clues, but you get multiple clues. And the idea is you've got to try and guess the answer or know the answer. I shouldn't say guess, should I? Know the answer to the question with the minimum amount of clues. So let's try the first one. So the first one starts with this. This man wrote a set of documents entitled Nicholas Flamel, his exposition of the hieroglyphical figures, which concern his efforts to find the Philosopher's Stone. So we're talking about a particular person here. So we've got to figure out which man this is. Who is this man? Does anyone know yet who it is?
Don't ask me.
And then you see,
meaning his name.
Yeah.
His name is Nicholas Flamel.
No. This man wrote a set of documents entitled Nicholas Flamel, his exposition of the hieroglyphical figures. So he wrote about Nicholas Flamel. That's not the actual man. Yeah.
Could have been an autobiography, I thought.
So your second part of the clue, your second clue is this man also believed the papacy was the manifestation of the Antichrist and based several calculations off of the year Charlemagne became Holy Roman Emperor. Any ideas who I'm talking about yet? Fred Knotts.
Really?
Fred Knotts.
That easy?
Fred Knotts has it. Yes. The rest of the clues, for those who want to know, were that he also, an unreleased section of his most famous work, argued that celestial bodies are controlled by invisible occult forces, used as a refutation against opinions held by Descartes.
Take it
Right?
right.
Yeah. So this is all about Isaac Newton. And some of these things are quite intriguing.
Yeah.
He rejected the Eastern Orthodox view on the existence of the Trinity, and Samuel Clarke took his side against Gottfried Leibniz in an argument surrounding the degree to which God intervenes in the world. So Isaac Newton wasn't just a great mathematician and physicist. He dabbled in all sorts of other occult things and believed in really weird stuff as well.
Wow.
He probably wrote more religious oriented documents than he did scientific.
Yeah, that's right. This fellow of the Trinity College argued that a law he discovered does not indicate that the universe is a machine, while a group known as the Millerians argued his ideas justified this interpretation. The clockwork universe.
Wow.
Many of his writings concerned drawing scientific interpretations from the Bible, while in another he wrote, "I feign no hypothesis. Who was this man?" And of course it was, as Fred came out with quite early, Isaac Newton.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the style of the quiz tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've got an idea of how it goes. All righty, question 2. This author's only short story contains an appearance by his own father, who inquires as to whether or not the Carlton and Turf clubs still exist. Anyone got any idea who we're talking about here? No, we'll go for another one. A book by this author was dedicated to the staff of the National Government Railway and depicts an escape during the Boer War. No, Broomfundle, it wasn't Charles Darwin. I hear someone typing.
I might have misspelled that a little bit because I wasn't looking at the people.
Well done. Alan has it. Alan's got it, but I will keep on going until someone from the Peanuts gets it. Your third part of the clue is this author's novel, Savrola, takes place in the fictional country of Laurania and the toppling of its government.
No Broomfundle, you don't get a second
Here
guess.
we go. But Broomfundle does have it correct, though.
Yeah, but that's
It is
guessing
Winston
twice.
Churchill.
That's just not allowed to do
Yeah.
that.
Almig's got it.
Sorry, Broomfundle, we take your first guess.
Starting with Caesar invading it. This author called one of his works not history, but a contribution to history. That work detailed a titular crisis. I haven't heard that word for a while. that work detailed a titular crisis and its representation and its repercussions into the 1920s. The creation of one of this author's works, the book The Second World War, was aided by use of classified documents made available to him by his political role. Because, of course, if he was Prime Minister, he had access to a lot of classified documents. Name the Nobel laureate who represented 5 different constituencies in the UK Parliament, as well as serving as its Prime Minister. And, of course, it was
That guy.
Winston Churchill.
Wow.
Yeah.
And not only that, he was elected to Parliament as a member of essentially 2 opposing political parties.
At the same time.
No, not at the same time. But, yeah, they're different times.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. The Boer War stuff and the Natal Railroad thing was the giveaway for me because I knew that Churchill was a reporter out there.
Yeah. Okay. Question 3. Weather prediction was regarded by this scientist as the most complex, interactive, and highly nonlinear problem. So this scientist saw the weather forecast as a mathematical problem. Anyone know
Fred's
what we're talking about?
Fred's defining the rules now. He said, "Back off, Terry. We should get a guess on every clue."
Okay, fair enough. If another clue refines your guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, under blood red sky.
Yeah. Okay, second part of this one. Along with a group known by the acronym CFVN, this scientist used a leapfrog time scheme and solved the Poisson equation directly to find the tendency of Z in a barotropic equation that separated out its vertical component. Now, you're all going to get tested on that one. Anyone know? Not Richard Feynman, Carl. Not Richard Feynman.
It's the one who invented the precious meter. I can't remember his name. The barrier.
No, I think you're barking up the wrong tree, Sheeple.
I need a clue.
Highly possible. Yeah.
Here's another clue then. This scientist often outlined a solution algorithm for this discovery, including specifications for computing the Jacobian and for Fourier transformations, along with time steps that took 14 punch cards each.
Well, this clue gives us a time frame because how long ago did they use punch cards?
A long time ago.
Right.
So I'll give you a clue. This scientist worked to analyze a set of equations that accounted for gravitational oscillations in quasi-geostrophic potential vorticity. Now, you got that one? I reckon the flat earthers ought to pick up on that.
Lindsay, was that you talking? It sounded like Lindsay just did. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I was just waiting for the term vocabulary to come out. No.
Yeah, quasi-geostrophic. Oh, I was just reading about that the other day, Paul.
Good guess, Vroom Fondle, but no, it's not Turin, but it's around about the same time frame.
PhD Tony, but he's not that old, Fred.
No.
Far out.
Okay, punch cards.
And no, Alan, it's not Mandelbrot or Mandelbrot.
Mandelbrot. I put that in ages ago, by the way.
Here you go. Yeah. Due to a delay in the creation of a computer system, this scientist was invited to use ENIAC to handle data related to airflow.
Wow. And we all know what ENIAC. I know the acronym, but I don't know.
Riley.
Not Anthony Riley.
No.
No, there was no eggs. There was no eggs in this.
If Anthony Riley invented a computer, it wouldn't be called ENIAC. It would be called Maniac.
Egg now in a cup.
Yeah.
Dumniac.
Yeah.
Isn't it egg now in a cup? Oh, okay. Damn it.
This scientist became interested in turbulent fluid flows in the 1930s, during a time when he was also working on lattice theory and a mathematical framework for quantum mechanics.
Oh my goodness.
This is a tough one. Name this scientist and mathematician who worked on the Manhattan Project and is considered to have created the first computer virus.
I have heard about that. I definitely have heard about that.
Not Siemens.
Shit.
And now, if you still don't know, you get a picture clue.
Yeah, the first computer virus thing and the Manhattan Project thing.
Wasn't he one of your characters one day?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this guy's face.
Yep.
Fuller or something.
I'll give you a bigger hint. His name has a Von in it.
Fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've seen this guy's face before.
And
I remember
his
thinking he looked
first-
like a bit of a mob boss.
and he might be a bit of a John too.
Can I say the name out loud now?
I
please?
think you can. Yes, Alan.
John von Neumann.
Yep, John von Neumann is the correct answer.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was definitely one of your guys.
Yeah.
Spooky got it out before that, so that's all right.
Yeah. All right,
Now, had
question
I
4.
studied up on all your people, I probably would have known that.
Okay. This location is the home of crime lord Jamison Jericho, as well as the Galicelli brothers, all of whom marry the same woman.
Sicily.
Do you know where this place is yet?
Sicily.
No, it's not Sicily.
You got to type your
I
answer
thought you
in.
were supposed to type the answers.
Forget about it.
It's not Gotham.
God.
This location contains workers such as Minnie and Nettie, who have no obligation to work, yet do so for their own fulfillment. Okay, you get another clue. It can be reached with an Ethereneth and is said to have its own Ohio River running through the town of Green Lake.
Mississippi.
The entire African American population of a certain town decides to move to this location, which contains many telepaths, including an agent with a chip in his head that enables that ability.
Ooh.
We have an answer. Well done, the Elmigs. Go through the rest of the clues then. The Elmigs has it with Mars. A rifle is found to have a practical range of 200 miles in this location, where the Ocarians are part of the yellow culture. One inhabitant of this location discovers he is technically a pirate as a result of expeditions to the Schiaparelli crater. Name this location, which is the setting of the Barsoom series and where Douglas Quaid, remember that, is accused of having been in We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. And your picture clue is, for an answer of well done, Elmigs, Mars.
Well, I wouldn't know.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's how long it would take. That's how long it would take me to study this. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
man,
not a tumor.
that's pretty good. All right.
All right, question 5. This man described state-endorsed religion as making half the world fools and the other half hypocrites. Okay. A work by this man, made by cutting and pasting sections from the New Testament, excluded any passages portraying Jesus as divine or capable of performing miracles. No, it wasn't Hitchens or Gandhi. It wasn't Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
It wasn't Karl Marx either. So you get another clue after a few guesses like that. He was influenced by the writings of Locke, Bacon, and Newton, while at William and Mary and initially stated that Jesus was not a materialist, although in 1824 he stated the opposite.
Okay, so somebody back then.
No, it wasn't Alan.
1824.
And it wasn't Albert Einstein or Franklin.
I might be old, but I'm not that old, sir.
And it wasn't Muhammad.
It's a little bit late.
Yeah. This man began attending church services approximately 1.2 miles down the street from his residence, which featured preachers of every form of Christianity.
Mm.
It wasn't Byron, it wasn't the Mormon guy.
The Mormon guy.
Not Smith. Another clue. He refused to serve. Yeah, he refused to serve as a godparent for baptized infants as he did not believe in the Trinity.
Hmm.
Not Johnson. But you have the first letter of the surname right. This man used the phrase nature's God in a famous pronouncement, which he drew from his study of deist philosophy. Not Kepler. Name this former president who coined the phrase wall of separation between church and state. Not Henry.
They've run out of run out of clues and run out of guesses.
Now you get your picture clue.
John.
Which one was he?
Milliken Dan has it now. Well, picture one gave it away for him, probably. It is Thomas Jefferson.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
The Olympics had Thomas Jefferson way
Did he?
Oh, did he? I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
Oh, I have to
Yeah.
scroll back up. Scroll back up.
Okay. You're right, he did too. Well done, Elmigs. Yes.
Sorry, Elmix.
We missed that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, question 6. This man became second lieutenant while fighting in the Aragon and Teruel fronts in Spain. Okay, in order to better fit in with the area he was policing, he got tattoos of a blue circle on each knuckle. Nope, it's not Tolkien. It's not Alan Evans.
Never heard of a blue knuckle tattoo before, so I think
You're
I'm
trying,
not
Dan,
going
I
to get
tell
this
ya.
one.
Okay. Later, he worked as a dishwasher in French hotels as he wanted to live among those he considered poor. Tin Ong wrote about an altercation with this man that occurred in 1924, before Ong became president of the Rangoon University. Not Hemingway. After being denied military service in World War II, he returned to his birth country as part of the Indian service of the BBC. Not Blue Marble. Oh, here we go. Spooky bed hair. Has it?
Oh, well.
Yeah, George Orwell. As assistant superintendent in Moulmein, he was ordered to shoot certain national symbols, which tested his loyalty and eventually led to his resignation. Name this member of the Imperial Police in Burma where he had experience that inspired novels critical of totalitarian states.
Oh,
And
I would have got
that
it. That was the first.
M-
That was the one right there.
Yeah.
That was the one. That
Yeah.
was the.
And it was George Orwell. Well done, spooky bed hair. Okay, question
1984.
7. This one here surprised me. 7. Books of art by his author include Drawn Blank and a book partially entitled Face Value, with the rest of the title being this author's name. Okay, next one. He wrote a poetry collection titled Tarantula, which was written in an experimental style and contains poems such as Having a Weird Drink with the Long Tall Stranger. Not Banksy, not Enid Blyton, not Johnny Vegas. Another clue. One part of the collection he published mentions a character wearing pointed shoes and bells. Not Face Value Phil Collins. Not Dave Berry. After learning he had been awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature, and I didn't know this, he did not release a statement for 2 weeks, although he later travelled to accept it. Not Paul Jennings. Noddy. No. Right. Harvard professor Richard F. Thomas compared this man's work to that of Virgil and Homer and sought to examine his work outside of the context of modern popular culture. Not Lindsay. Not Hemingway. One of his most famous passages asks senators and congressmen to please heed the call. Come on. Yes, I knew that one would do it. Spooky bed hair for a second one in a row gets it with Bob Dylan. Name this author who was recognized as creating new poetic expressions with the American song tradition. It was, of course, Bob Dylan. I did not know that Bob Dylan won a Nobel Prize in Literature.
Wow.
That freaks me out. Yeah.
Is that spooky bit here as well?
Yeah. I reckon that is very, very spooky bed hair he's got.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. Question 8. Name this important 19th century scientist from this series of clues. Clue number 1. In 1859, he wrote On the Stability of Motion, not notion, that's a misspelling, of motion of Saturn's rings.
Did we just lose Paul?
Oh, I hope not. His avatar's still on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, as 1859, he wrote this on the stability of motion of Saturn's rings, which foreshadowed his later investigations of heat and kinetic theory of gases. But I can't give you the second clue. That's all. That's the only clue you get, and I don't know what answer we get. Oh
Yeah.
no, he lost his internet. Bugger.
He'll come back.
Everyone's going to guess until we can figure it out. So we can't say you're wrong or right at the moment, 100%. Kepler? You're on a roll here, Spook. So if you
Cassini,
get it right again, Spook.
Wiggins.
Well, Spook's going pretty good. A couple of these, so.
Yeah. I mean, I've got one in there that I think might be a good guess, but.
Yeah. Now we'll never know. That's right, Fred. Oh, believe us in suspense. Well, that's if Paul can get his internet back. So we might just have to leave it there for now and maybe watch a video or something until he comes back.
I'm just so everybody can see it. I'm going to throw my answer in the side chat because obviously it's not going to make a lot of difference now.
At the moment, yeah, it's not going to make a lot of difference at the moment. Okay. Well, until Paul gets back, does anyone remember what videos we had left? We could play the short. We could play a couple of the short ones. That way, it won't matter.
Can I just echo Carl's comment? This was an awesome quiz. Hellish hard.
Yes, it was.
Yes, sometimes the quiz can be really hard, even if you can't get the answers.
Yeah. I'll throw together a couple of quickies because I did want to play blues. There was two of them here. There was blue and where'd blue go? Where was blues? Oh, there it is. Yeah, blues went for 20
Wally or Wade.
Wally or Wade, yeah. Yeah, well, blues goes for 20 minutes, so I was going to save that for after the quiz. So I'll grab the short ones. That's a short one. That's a short one. I'll grab that one too. Any other short ones? No, that's not short.
Yeah, I heard it join as well, but there's nobody turned up.
That's another short one.
List.
So, oh, that's a I'll put
Unless we heard it through the
Discord. You might have heard it through Discord. Yeah, he's in Discord at the moment. So he's got his internet back. So I'll just double check with Wally and that one. That one goes for 3 minutes. I don't know what Wade's been doing lately. He's been doing some star trials.
I know the answer for that eighth question.
Does you?
Yeah.
I got no idea what Wade's
Just
been
by
doing.
using the first clue, we can award it. Wait, it sounds like a doorbell.
I am back, and yes, my internet did drop out. So.
Now, how did we guess that?
Yeah.
We got that right, that question. Did Paul's internet drop out? Yes, I got it right. I got a question right.
Yeah, I'm back for a bit. So let me just start sharing that again then. I won't be long.
Yeah, I've just got a video playing for a sec.
Sure, we'll do that then.
It's only going for about a minute, so it's just
okay.
Wade's Underworld's doing some star trial.
Okay,
this is the personal dome that we're looking at apparently.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got no idea what he's doing here. There's no sound.
Big ring on the front plane. We had Polaris at the top center of the dome. We can see that the angle to Polaris from my latitude is about 45 degrees. So why in the hell can't I see it? Why is it when I look north towards my northern horizon, I see stars that would be up here somewhere? The flat earth argument of perspective and limited vision is insane, especially regarding this topic. The flat earth is beyond ludicrous at this point, but it's a hell of a lot of fun debunking it and showing with a few simple observations that anyone on earth can see the earth is most definitely a planet. Now, with the time lapse, I'm also able to use the individual frame to put together a star trail, which does an even better job at showing how Polaris is far below my horizon. Thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. A huge thanks to my Patreons, Walter Bislin, John Stock, J-Mac, Capscorch, K-Bell Elizabeth, Trent,
John's
and
got
Joe.
John got to
Also,
mention.
my new lens arrives this week, so I will be able to start live streaming the Southern Celestial Pole, and I cannot wait. So look out for that. So take care out there, and never forget to tell all the morons they're completely delusional, and their dumbass ways will send us back to the Stone Age, and that's why we're all here to stamp idiot on their foreheads. See ya.
Stamp idiot on their voice.
Jeez, mate, tell us how you really feel.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want the last 3 questions?
No, we want to finish off the last question.
Yeah, that's question 8. 8, 9, and 10 means the last 3 questions.
Okay, Paul.
What sort of math are you using?
I call it struggling.
All right. For some reason, the internal chat's disappeared, so I won't be able to check your answers, guys.
There was only one from me, and I put it in the outside chat anyway because obviously.
Okay.
Time had gone
I
past
think
for
I think
everybody.
I think the chat already has it out on YouTube.
You got a new
Paul.
saying.
And what did the answer? What was the answer that they gave? They did get it right. James Maxwell. It is correct.
Aww.
So we'll whip through these ones.
Aww.
It was that fella there who is, in fact, James Clerk Maxwell. Yes, you are right.
Even
He
though I
looks
wouldn't
very
have got
Scottish.
it, but
Yeah. He's the epitome of a Scotsman, isn't he?
He now identifies as a woman. It's James.
Oh, James. Okay. Question 9. The term was originally used as a title for a composition similar to the Serenade.
Oh.
So we're after a term here.
So this term was originally used as a title.
Yeah. This term was originally used as a title for a composition similar to the Serenade.
Yeah, I'm just going by the spelling. Sorry, I'm just picking up on that. Can I get that right if I pick that up?
Okay.
All right. Second clue. Now, however, it refers to a reflective, melancholy piano piece.
Okay, I thought it was.
Oh.
I thought it was that. That's not it.
I can even give you.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Carl.
I can even.
Carl said it.
Yeah, I thought
Broomfondle
the
said
same.
it.
I thought the same thing.
Give you a
as Carl.
demonstration of it. Not a ballad, not a sonata.
All right. Okay.
I can play a bit of an example of one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's enough.
Pretty damn epic.
All right.
Did you just
Anyone
play
know
that
what
on a
that is?
piano?
I did, yeah.
Oh, that was epic. You need to do a full song one day. That was really quite sadness.
Not a rhapsody, not an etude. No. John Field was the first to use the form, but Chopin, or Chopin, as most people call him, yeah, developed to its highest art.
Should know this one.
Elevator music. Almost. Almost. Did anyone guess the word I'm thinking of?
I don't know, Terry, because I can't see the internal chat.
Oh no. Bugger.
I think at this stage you should be able to type it in the external chat, Terry.
No, Terry, that one was ruled out. Your one.
That one.
Paul, you should be able to see new posts.
No. The issue is, Alan, because I'm sharing screens. The Zoom.
You can't actually see the chat.
It's minimised, and I have to have the chat popped out before I minimise it. So I just can't get it out at the moment. Anyway, last clue. What is this term derived from the Latin for night?
Daytime, nighttime.
And the Elmigs has it. The Elmigs has it. It is a nocturne.
Ah,
yes.
nocturne.
A nocturne.
Yeah, that's night. Nocturnal.
Yep.
This question is reminding me of the design I have to finish because it's got a double cliff in it.
Yeah. Last question. Have you heard of Shigeru Miyamoto? Probably not. That's your first clue.
Shigeru. Is it Mia or Mira? You've got Y there. Is it R or Y?
Yeah, Mia.
Mia. Pretending like that helps.
Yeah.
A fan of the legend of Beauty and the Beast, he set out to design a computer game based on it.
Oh, okay. So that makes it more recent. Okay.
Oh, Carl Edwards has a nice answer, maybe.
It's close, but it's not the right answer. Instead, he ended up with the story of a shabby man named Mario who climbs ramps and ladders and dodges barrels and tubs of cement to rescue his lady. Come on, you got to know it now.
Yeah, we know that one. That's easy. Where do I put
ramps and ladders and dodge? It's Donkey Kong.
You are right, Sheeples.
Yeah, I was going to type that.
And Carl Edwards got it too. Yeah. Name this game in which the now very famous Mario had his first starring role.
Yeah.
It was, in fact, that game there, which was Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
1 out of 10. Woo!
But the question is, what did you think of that quiz format, just for something different?
Well, the last one was probably the easiest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
I like it. It gives us a lot to go on. Certainly, if we want to study more, we've got different, key pieces of information to kind of spark the interest or get some good search results, for example.
I think there was a couple of questions that the theme of the questions would have been good because they were mixed. So there's a few. So if you went down a different route of each, if you group the questions into the different categories, some were literature, some were stuff like that. Well,
all I'm seeing is people saying nice stuff about it in this.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next time, I'm just going to type
I see some
my
comments
answers.
saying hard answers. Well, I've never pretended that this quiz was an easy quiz.
No, that's what
I
scared
like
me.
making a nice hard quiz.
Yeah. Actually, the thing is that questions are easy when you know the answers.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
That's how you base knowledge on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's a lot of quizzes that I see that I never get any of the answers. All the where they're talking about where they're asking questions about people who are famous for being famous and that sort of stuff.
Spooky Ben here says, "Can you make the questions harder?"
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
Oh.
Yeah, listen, I don't mind getting questions wrong, you know, but right now my ignorance has been displayed live to the world, so you know it's.
So if we did a quiz on a quiz on radar systems, we'd know who get most of them right. If we did a quiz on about 3D printing, well, we'd know someone would get that right. And blue, if we get something to do with gravity and Cavendish, well, we know who'd get that right.
Yeah.
We did cars, we'd know who'd get that right.
I think.
No, not just cars, Sheepy. There is other subjects, I know.
I think the criteria of a successful quiz is not whether you get the answers right or wrong, but how much you learn by doing the quiz. You know, if you learnt some facts or some things that you didn't know before, then I think that was a success. So I hope you learned something about Bob Dylan that you didn't know before.
Yeah.
What about
Dora got a Nobel Prize? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Paul, Dora has one thing: too much English literature. Non-Anglo-Saxon countries are a bit disadvantaged with those.
Okay, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that's quite interesting. I mean, some of those questions, you know, the 1800 type things, you know, talking about motions of the planets and all the rest of it, you know, those pieces of, you know, those filed, you know, documents now, you know, in digital form, you know, they're probably the originals are there. We've been able to study those and challenge those and work from those for, you know, almost 100 years, you know, 100 years, you know, coming up. And I mean, the fact that this goes past, you know, people who just call it indoctrination, I think it really highlights the problem of people not putting the effort in, you know, to understand how much we've progressed, you know, and that's where flat earthers fail, in my opinion, you know. Their whole life they've had the ability to challenge it, and they can't, you know. So.
Oh, shout out to Phil. Yes, I'm out of jail, and this is my second or third stream. Well, my second one, and the first one was a trial. And somebody out there wants to know about blue. Who was that? I heard somebody.
Let's just put in the side chat here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
See, we got a video from Blue, Terry?
Yes. How long have we been going for? We've been going for an hour and nearly hour and 50 minutes.
If you're going to put Blue's video on, that's great, because it's time for me to have my lunchtime medication, and I can actually do that with food if you put that video on.
Okay. Anybody object to watching Blues? Because we've still got...
No. Go for it.
Any peanuts out there object?
Should we go back to the rules, Terry?
What was the rules? What was the rules, Terry?
One, two, three,
these rules. Here we go. These rules. The peanuts can see the rules. There you go.
No objection.
Fantastic.
I don't want to listen to that asshole.
Oh, well, I'll just turn the volume down
then.
That's probably a good idea, actually.
Turn the volume down and get Blue to recreate the audio live.
Well, I got the closed captions. I can always put the closed captions up and see if Google Translate can understand. Now, I've been waiting to play this because I didn't get to play it last week. Who's it for? Bob Nodell's inverse square debacle.
Oh,
was that something I didn't know? Have I missed that one? Okay. Any preemptive information we need to know about this one, Blue?
Push your monitor well back.
Say what?
Is your name Blue?
Yeah, my name's what? Huh?
No, what? Not you, Alan.
Oh. Alan. I saw it last night. It's a brilliant bit of.
Oh well, no spoilers then.
YouTube.
Yeah.
There are no spoilers,
No
Alan.
spoilers.
I was just going to say, make sure you don't have your face within reach of your desk.
Right. I've moved things I can throw it away as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
What's the P word?
Peanuts.
Procrastinate.
Yeah, procrastinate, yeah.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Blue Marble Science. So you're having trouble with the inverse square law, huh, Bob? Hey, don't worry. We're going to help you out. Warning, severe facial and monitor damage alert is in effect. Get out those oven mitts, push the monitors back out of punching range, and let's light this dumpster fire and have some fun. Hey, Gladys, you ready? Let's get to it. Now, for any of you that don't know who this is Bob Nodell, and he's a pretty prominent figure in the flat earth community. For years now, Bob has gotten the inverse square law wrong. Bob has tried to calculate what the intensity of the light would be at the surface of the moon, and because Bob doesn't understand the inverse square law, he gets a ridiculous answer. We'll show you how to do it correctly, but first, let's listen to Bob.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play, let's see, where is it? Taboo Conspiracy. Yeah, that's not it. This one's it. Okay, so I'm going to play a part of Ben's presentation. And let me actually stop my screen share and reshare it because I remember I have to do this right this time. So hang on just a second. Share screen, Chrome tab, share audio. Okay. So Ben, of course, then decided to do a piece on the inverse square of light that he did at, I think it was one of the Flat Earth, and he was out of the country somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was, but he was out of the country. And so he did the presentation there. Romania. And yeah, it was Romania. That's right. Yep. I can hear Ben screaming, Romania. And so I'm basically, because he explains it so well, I'm just going to let him, kind of talk about it. And then I will show you what I said about it. And we will go on from there. So you understand exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the inverse square of light. So without further ado, here's Ben.
I think it was maybe Jeranism or Globebusters or both who first mentioned this, but this is a terrific proof of the fake moon landings, and it deals with how much illumination there would have been on the lunar surface according to the heliocentric model.
The inverse square law actually doesn't have anything to do with the heliocentric model. In science, the inverse square law is any law that states a physical quantity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance to the source of that quantity. We'll go into this more as we go along.
The inverse square law describes the intensity of light at different distances from a light source. Every light source is different, but the intensity changes in the same way, meaning this is a law for all light sources. The intensity of light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. This means that as the distance from a light source increases, the intensity of light is equal to a value multiplied by 1 divided by d squared. Here are the simple equations. As an example, if you place a 100 lumen bulb in a floodlight that shines on only 1 square meter of surface, that surface will be lit at 100 lux. However, if you back the floodlight away to shine on 4 square meters, the surface is now lit with 25 lux.
Taboo Conspiracy just provided some information, but no explanation at all about where it came from. So let's see if we can understand this a little better. When we talk about sound waves or light waves, frequently we talk about an isotropic radiator, and that is simply a point source. By point source, I literally mean a point, a singularity if you wish. And that point source radiates energy in all directions uniformly. But before we go any further, let's talk about a couple of quantities that frequently get confused, and it really makes a mess out of things at times. The lumen is the SI-derived unit of luminous flux. It's a measure of the total quantity of visible light emitted by a source per unit time. Lux, on the other hand, is the SI unit of illuminance, or intensity if you wish, and it's equal to 1 lumen per square meter. Now going back to the previous diagram, we can think about a point source and a spherical surface surrounding that point source. The area of a spherical surface is 4 pi r squared. So let's take an example. Let's say that we have a point source of light that produces a total of 126 lumens. That's kind of an odd number, but you'll see why in a minute. If we make our spherical surface a radius of 1 meter, the area is equal to 12.6 meters squared. That means the intensity of light at that surface, at that 1 meter radius surface, is 126 divided by 12.6, or 10 lux. On the other hand, if we double the size of that surface, now we make the surface a radius of 2 meters, the area becomes 50.4 square meters, and the intensity of the light drops to 2.5 lux. This is the inverse square law. If we double the distance to the point source, we are doubling the radius of that spherical surface, and we are increasing the area of that surface by a factor of 4. So that's how the inverse square law actually works.
The full moon, which is supposed to be reflecting sunlight, has an illuminance up to 1 lux on the Earth's surface. That's not substantial, but a full moon has enough illuminance to read from it here on Earth. It is allegedly 376,285 kilometers to the moon from Earth's surface to moon surface. Let's assume our Apollo astronaut is 0.01 kilometers, or 1 meter, above the surface of the moon. We now plug the numbers into our inverse square law equation to find the intensity of the moonlight at the surface, solving for intensity at distance 2. I have the numbers on the printout, but you can see for yourself the problem.
Oh, we see the problem, all right. You're not 1 meter from the surface of the moon. You are 1 meter from the point source, that imaginary point where all of the light from the moon emanates. If you want to be 1 meter from the surface of the moon, the number is 1,738,101 meters from the point source. There's the problem.
Sunlight has an illuminance up to 128,000 lux on Earth. That's pretty bright. That's as bright as it gets. Assuming my math and figures are right.
No.
Bad assumption.
Applying the inverse square law, the Apollo astronauts would have experienced 1,106,175,009,570 times more illuminance on the moon's surface than direct sunlight on Earth.
Good grief. There's a lot of things wrong with this calculation. Let me tell you a couple of things that you've left out. Number one, you didn't make any allowance for the attenuation of light as it passes through our atmosphere, and that amounts to about 30%. Secondly, 1 lux for a full moon is an awfully high value. The number is actually something more like 0.2. But that's okay, we'll leave that alone for now. Another thing you haven't thought about is the albedo of the moon. Only about 12% of the light that the moon receives from the sun is reflected to us. That's nowhere in here either. But let's just straighten out this calculation and see what it would have yielded had you used the correct number. The moon's surface is not 0.001 kilometers from the point source. It is 1,738.101 kilometers from the point source. I'm not going to do the rest of this math. I'll just give you the number. And it is not 141 quadrillion lux. It would have been 48,000 869 lux had you used the correct figure for the distance of the moon's surface from the point source. I'll do the correct calculation for you in a few minutes. You'll be surprised at how close it comes to the 128,000 lux you're talking about here on Earth.
All right. You guys really need to take that in, all right? Because when I did it, I came up with a figure in the quadrillions of lumens. Now, what Ben is doing differently here is he's comparing it to direct sunlight on Earth. And it's over 1.1 trillion times brighter than direct sunlight here on Earth is what it would have to be, right? So again, what are some of the arguments they come up with? Well, the first thing they came up with, you guys, you're stupid because that only works for a point source light. That's like, oh, okay, great. So let's look that up. So I looked it up, and let's look at point source. And there's some interesting things about point source light. So it says right here, a point source is a single identifiable localized source of something. A point source has a negligible extent distinguishing it from other source geometries. Sources are called point sources because in mathematical modeling, these sources can usually be approximated as a mathematical point to simplify analysis. The actual source need not be physically small if its size is negligible relative to the other length scales in the problem. For example, in astronomy, stars are routinely treated as point sources, right? Even though they are actually, in actuality, much larger than Earth. So essentially what they're telling you then is that, yeah, there's a difference, but not really.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Roger that, 11, and the problem is Bob doesn't understand what he read. Bob, the moon is not a negligibly small source of light. It's not like a star. It occupies about half degree of angular size in the sky. We have to account for the size of it in the way that I've just shown you. That's the problem you guys are having with this.
All right, so let's go back to here and share it. All right, so there it is. Okay, and let's look back at the point source. So here's what I was reading right here. A point source is this, just so you guys weren't thinking I was kidding about it. And then I went and I looked up under a photography site, and they were asking about inverse square law and reflected light. In other words, they're basically talking about, well, if it's reflected, now remember, they tell us that the moon is supposedly reflecting the sun's light. Now in the flat earth model, that's not true. In the flat earth model, it is an absolute source light. But in their model, and we're going to go ahead and go with their model, it's a reflected light. But the thing is because the moon ultimately is so much smaller than the Earth, and especially when it only has a 0.52 degree angular size in our sky, that means that we can treat it as a point source light. And so, and this whole thing, I won't go through all of this, but I will put these in the show notes to basically, you can follow the discussion, but what they come to the conclusion as is exactly what I just said, okay?
I checked your citation, Bob, and no place in here does anyone suggest that we should treat the surface of the moon as a point source. In fact, it's absolutely ridiculous to think that you could take something that's half degree in angular size, as you've already indicated, and treat that as a point. But I did find a little bit of interesting stuff through here. And if you go down through this thread to the very last one, it's from a guy calling himself Loki. And he says this, and he's very correct in what he says. For the simple case of a point source, light radiates in all directions. The amount of light can be described in terms of how much of it passes through a spherical shell surrounding the point. Assume the point is in the exact center of the sphere so all areas are uniformly lit. Bob, that spherical shell that he's talking about is the surface of the moon. The point is at the center of the moon. You're just being dishonest about this when you say it supports what you're claiming, because it actually does not.
Then I went to Stack Exchange, right? Physics.stackexchange. This is another major site. So I'll just tell it accept all cookies. And they are talking about, again, it's right here. It says the inverse square law applies to point sources. For extended sources, that becomes accurate at distances that are large compared to the size of the source. At large distances, the source looks like a point. What large means depend on the application. In case of the light fixtures, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, again, but what it ultimately concludes then is that when you are treating the moon, because it's all up there all on its own, and it is essentially a point source light.
And again, you're misrepresenting
No,
what's been
it's not.
said, Bob. It does not say that the moon is a point source. It doesn't say that at all. You're just being dishonest.
Now, in the flat Earth model, it absolutely is, because we claim it is its own source. So, and again, it's all in here, and these guys are talking about it. I'm sure they know a lot more than I do about it.
That's the first thing you said that actually makes sense.
But I was simply looking to find out, what exactly the difference was. Well, and think about this, guys, for a minute. So what is the difference, really? If you have a point source light, so if you have, like, say, a floodlight, right? And it's not an omnidirectional source. It's not like a light bulb, but you have a floodlight, let's just say pointing one direction. And you point a light meter at it and you can get a light source on it. But say I pointed that floodlight at a mirror and then I pointed my light meter essentially at that reflection. Well, it's going to be essentially the same luminosity, right? I mean, depending on how well polished the mirrors are and all that stuff. But it is essentially going to be the same difference as a point source light, right? Even though it's technically reflected. So, and again, because of the distances and the sizes involved, and the fact that it's only a half a degree in our sky, according to all these guys, these experts that are talking about it, they say, oh yeah, absolutely, we can treat it as we can treat things like the moon and stars as point source lights. They said it, I didn't, okay?
Well, that's exactly ass backwards, Bob. You said it, they didn't. Listen. A moon pie held at arm's length is not a point, Bob, nor is the moon. How big is a point in your world, by the way?
Yeah, exactly.
In their model.
In their model, you're right. And that's why they have to constantly twist everything and make up stuff like, oh, you're measuring to the center of the moon. It's like, what damn difference does that make?
Well, I got an idea. Let's see what damn difference that makes if we actually do the calculations correctly. I said we were going to do this earlier, so let's take a crack at it. Let's assume the distance from the surface of the Earth to the surface of the Moon is about 380,000 kilometers. Let's assume the Moon's diameter is 1,738
radius, you idiot.
kilometers.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
The albedo of the Moon's surface.
Even I know when you're reading it out, I was looking at it going, there's something not right there.
In other words, the amount of light it actually reflects is 12% of what it receives from the sun. Let's assume that our atmosphere has an extinction of about 28% of the light that it receives. And let's assume that the moonlight intensity at Earth's surface is about 0.25 lux. You can look it up and you'll find quite a range, but 0.25 lux is not a bad estimate. So here we go. The intensity of light at the surface of the moon would be the 0.25 lux we can measure here on Earth times 1.28, and that's to account for the extinction of light as it passes through our atmosphere, times the inverse square law, which is 380,000 divided by 1,738 squared, and then that divided by 0.12, which is the albedo of the moon's surface. When we do that, we see that the sunlight intensity at the surface of the moon would be 127,478 lux. And that's very nearly exactly what we measure when we're outside Earth's atmosphere. And by the way, Bob, the next time you decide to tell me I'm wrong in one of these chats, you can assume that one of the two of us is full of shit, and it isn't me. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons down there. Click the little bell if you want notifications. shout out to the patrons and PayPals. Really appreciate all you guys do. And I guess we'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, Gladys. We're out of here.
Yeah. I'd need more information about that one to study that a bit more.
There's one thing I'll say as a photographer, Blue. We are very often quite happy to allow very large objects to act as point sources. It's close enough for our exposure calculations.
Oh, yeah, it'll work for that, sure. But, this is a very complicated subject. And I oversimplified the hell out of it. Jesus, I mean, if you really want to do this right, I could make probably a half a dozen hour-long videos on it.
Oh, wow.
Now, bear in mind.
I thought you got it really well.
Bear in mind, these people that just got all that wrong are the same group of people that think that, you're going to hate this, Alan, but let me finish. The ISS is actually a B-2 bomber with upgraded specialized parts that are actually transparent in nature.
That's a new one.
Yeah, let that sink in for a second.
And what, that's flying around?
Yeah, and so that's why when it does its transits, past the sun and the moon, it actually creates that silhouette with the panels and everything, because all the transparent parts aren't showing.
Oh. So basically what you're saying is a B-2 bomber carrying a silhouette of the ISS.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we know how far away it is because people have actually measured it.
Are you going to question the Globebusters with all their proven track record?
Well, I think I'd rather trust Fred's and Astronomy Live, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they did rather well with it, to be honest.
But yes, Blue, that's a real conversation that took place on one of the Globebusters live streams.
Oh my God.
From the bright minds of David Weiss.
Why not? They get everything else wrong. Might as well get that wrong too.
Exactly. They threw in the helium balloon rockets after that one. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, they've been doing this silly ass moon thing for a long time. Jeranism, I think, is the one that started it. I don't know who came up with the concept. I wonder why they didn't try using their method and calculating the light intensity at the surface of that point source. That would have been interesting. They would have come out with, you'd come up with infinity.
I think their latest theory on the moon and the phases are actually the Earth. So the moon is not a sphere, like the Earth is not, a sphere in their mind, but it's actually kind of like a 2D disc. So it's not completely flat, but it's like a bowl dinner plate type thing. And what actually happens in the phases is it's going underwater, and the exposed part, is what makes the phases.
Going underwater.
Listen, these are the top these are the top minds, all right, of flat Earth here. Yeah. Yeah.
I just got tired of listening. I just got tired of listening to him trying to tell everybody the moon would have 14 quadrillion lux or some damn silly thing.
Yeah, that was hilarious. When it gets under like 50,000, that was very funny.
Wouldn't that mean it'd be brighter in the nighttime than in the daytime?
It means it would dissolve the entire universe, I think.
Yeah, it would be such thing as sunburn. It would be Earth crisp.
Yeah. The universe.
That's another thing they don't admit. Sorry, Blue, I'll cut you off.
I just said it just means the universe would melt, I think.
Yeah. They can't explain, the measured intensity of the sun, and how much power that represents, and then, explain it with their close sun, distance, local sun type thing, because a small sun couldn't generate as much, radiance and power as our sun does. And if it was that close, and it did, we'd be nothing left.
Well, of course, the other problem in a really close sun is the inverse square law starts kicking you in the ass again, doesn't it? Because if you double if you get yourself, if you go from being the 3,000 miles or whatever it is that it's supposed to be up when you're underneath it, and you get yourself then to be 6,000 miles away from it, it should be half the intensity. Sorry, a quarter of the intensity even.
Has anyone
the problem you get is if you use their theory, you go by their theory, then if you put your eyeballs at 1 meter above the surface of the Earth, and check out the light intensity at that point, and then increase to 2 meters above the surface of the Earth, the light would be 1/4.
Yeah.
And if you by the time you get up to the roof line of your house, it would be pitch fucking black.
Yeah, I was just going to say that'd be dark by the time you get high enough.
Yeah. And that's not even factoring in the tired light.
Anyone notice that underneath Flat Earth videos they're putting context for Wikipedia
Yeah,
link?
they've been doing that for nearly a year.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
That's the censorship. That's the censorship, Terry, that they claim. I don't think they understand what censorship means, because if you know how to use a YouTube search filter and you go Flat Earth, search filter, upload date, you're going to get the live streams that are happening in both, the globe defense and the Flat Earth defense, real time, it's incredible. They're like, oh, look at it. They bring up all these videos. Yeah, those videos are 2 years old and they've got many views and many likes, and the subscriber count for those accounts are big, so of course they're going to be put first. They're making YouTube money.
But do you get a context label underneath if you had had globe Earth or something written in the title, or only Flat Earth?
I think I've seen it. Yeah, if the globe is talking about the Flat Earth, I still think you get it.
You do.
If it's in the title.
Absolutely, I've got them.
And they seem to actually look at the content of the video for it as well. So the algorithm seems to be maybe listening for the words flat earth or some such.
Well, I'll probably just finish off on this one, because what I've got left, I've got planar work. Flat Earther tries to prove Flat Earth with encyclopedia. I thought that might be interesting. That one's Flat Earth proof by Moore to Everett Anderson. That's only a short one. I don't know what that one is yet. 5 minute Where's Wally? That's to do a space debris and pre-dawn SpaceX show. And I might as well just play the rest of these because these are only just shorts.
Yeah, it's about 12, 15 minutes.
I've got an L. Is LZ2C Truth? If I sailed 10 miles, is it? Directly over 60 degrees latitude and 10 miles directly over the equator, 60 degrees, would have to have a greater rate of curvature per mile. That's the Professor Phil. Somebody's trolling you, Professor Phil. I don't like the music, Everett.
Go out on a big limb today, since we kind of touched on some oddball subject yesterday. I guess I'm what you refer to as a flat earther. You know, you look at certain things like gravity, they call it the theory of gravity, something that's assumed but there's no fact of it. And I always remember thinking, oh, the globe and how there's all this water and what, so people are upside down on the other side of the earth and it's raining upside down. Okay, so there's this magical stuff called ozone that separates the vacuum of space from the oxygen-rich air that we breathe. Last time I checked, you needed a container to contain pressure. But this magical stuff in the air just blocks the vacuum of space? Think about that for a second. The same force that is supposedly holding millions and trillions of gallons of water on the Earth as it's spinning around 17,000 miles an hour or whatever, however fast they're saying it's spinning, which I'm standing here right now feels pretty motionless to me. That same force that holds a 10,000 pound boulder upside down on the other side of the world and trillions of gallons of water up against the earth as it's supposedly spinning. So why could I go up to a blade of grass after it's rained and observe a single drop of water at the edge of the blade of grass not falling to the ground?
Even his dog is telling him he's an idiot.
I studied photography. I know lighting for photography.
Yeah?
I'm getting really close to pushing the button.
Well, you can either press it now or
Gravity, you fucking retard!
Swear jar.
Yeah, but Alan didn't say it.
Is this guy actually?
The sun is not
for real.
19 million miles away. The sun is within our realm.
No, it's not 19 million miles. 19 million.
It looks as if the light is casting its own, the moon, excuse me, is casting its own light source. I mean, is that not like a logical statement? I mean, if you could look off to the east and the sun hasn't even come up yet, it's dark outside, and they're saying that the light from the sun is reflecting onto the moon, how is that possible? You don't see light rays coming across the sky.
This guy's good timing on that bit.
Yeah.
So the lesson of the day today is to think for yourself, use your own mind, don't just listen to what you're told blindly, and
or you
figure stuff out.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was bad.
Oh, Paul missed
That's
out.
what happens when
Paul
you
missed
get
out on
Chinese
that.
whispers.
Yeah, Paul missed out.
He
on
might have
that.
been listening He might have been listening on some form.
The derp is strong.
Man, that's like flat Earth Chinese whispers, Terry.
Have we got any?
You know,
got anything to do with this person?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, conscious video. Is that who it was? The person?
Yeah, his name was Collective Conscience.
Okay, so we can get. I'll stop share for a sec. Where are we?
That was painful.
Okay, I can redo that now. And no one else can see this because I don't want to show.
Good morning, Collective Conscious.
So we can go to his channel here. So he's got 11 subscribers.
Look out, people.
Got 11 subscribers, and he's doing videos in the cars. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's another car. He's another car driving down the road, and okay. The Earth is flat. The firmament.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any frisbees.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
He's not that guy.
Oh my goodness.
So are you saying, Sheeple, that the internet did me a favour and dropped out while that was playing?
No,
probably.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm
Yes.
saying you might have seen it out there, but you know, you had to actually witness it to believe the amount of wrong that he put into one video. Just then, I mean,
He's got a partner.
it was flat Earth Chinese whispers because he had the Earth moving at 17,000 miles per hour or whatever he says, as if that makes a difference, which it does. And then the Earth was 19 million miles away from the sun. Yeah.
Well, it's better than 3,000.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit further away.
I heard Lemonbird talking the other day about the domes in Antarctica, the dome seen in Antarctica, and I was like, "You mean dome as in ice sheet
Ice dome or
top of a mountain?"
Yeah,
exactly.
Talking about the ice dome.
Yeah. You know that other meaning of dome. You know, happened to be funny enough in their snow-capped mountains. Oh man. I didn't have the heart to correct him.
Okay, this is no particular order, so it doesn't matter.
That's a good name for a channel.
What's that?
No particular order.
Ooh. Well, it's too late now. You've said it out loud.
You wait. You what? I've just created a monster.
Somebody's out there's going to use that.
I'm telling you right now, that's a great name. You could have absolutely any video on your channel now, in no particular order.
Yeah.
That sounds like my channel.
So are you going to hang with us for a little bit longer, Paul?
It depends on my internet. Yeah.
I don't think he's choosing to leave, Terry. I think he's...
No, I'm not.
It's like, let me just leave after question 8 and hold you in suspense for a few minutes.
Halfway through the question even. What? Where's the rest of the question?
I hate to tell you, Sheeples, but there's already a YouTube channel called In No Particular Order.
Oh no!
See and how many subscribers do they have? 11?
159,000.
Oh.
Yeah, boom. See, it was a winner. The idea was a winner.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But you thought of it too late, Chiefy. You'll have to think of an original one again.
I still have my channel name. It hasn't been taken yet, I've seen. But it might.
Well, get yourself taken on it.
Yeah. Perhaps.
And I thought YouTube allowed people to use the same channel name anyway.
Discord has...
I'm sure there's more than one channel called Alan Evans out there.
That's true. Discord has wasted enough of my time, so I'm just trying to get back on track.
I've dropped another sub again. I was up to 490 and now I'm back down to 489. And I've got no thumbs up and no thumbs down at the moment out of 22 watching. That's terrible.
You had 10 before, Terry.
Yes, you have.
You had 10 on.
Terry, I thumbs up you at the start of the stream. In fact, I even told people to go and do it at the start of the stream.
You got 18 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down.
Okay, well it's not registering on my end yet, that's all.
Must be flat earthers that thumbs down.
But I'm stuck on
you really do have a slow You really do have a slow graphics card, Terry.
Why is that?
If it's not updated yet.
It should have been by now.
Hit refresh. Hit refresh, Terry.
Oh, I don't want to do that while I'm doing the. It might change things.
Why? It's a YouTube page.
Yeah, but I've got the thing set up. It'll change. It'll change
Have
the.
you not got the? Have you not got the control page up for the stream?
No, it's my. If I do that, it creates a new live chat underneath, and I don't want that underneath it. I'll show you. You can see what I mean. If I refresh, I've got the thing set up.
No, don't. Oh no, it's all right. I'm gonna say.
See, that's refreshing it, and then I get the chat underneath. And I didn't want to scroll down that far. See, now it's showing 19.2. There you go.
Yeah, no, Terry, I was asking, do you not have the live stream control page up?
Oh, from YouTube Studio? No, I don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't use that.
All right, what video's next, Terry?
Now I've got to change everything again. Where are we? Go to there. Oh, that's right. That's working still. Thought I might have changed me scene thing.
Oh, Paul.
What happened?
Paul bit the dust again.
Oh no. Yeah. He couldn't wait, could he?
Oh bugger.
Only another few more seconds. Well, he only had to hang out for another 5 minutes. Oh. We'll see where Wally is. I don't think Wally knows I'm back live again. I'll have to DM him and say, hey you.
G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Well, young Adam, what did he do this time? Oh, but first, I want to show you this. It seems that YouTube and Wikipedia are now boxing flat earth videos as archaic. Well, good on you guys, well done.
Today we're going to see some space debris kill the reputation of SpaceX, NASA and the globe.
Okay, as for this older video of Adam's, all about space debris, wasn't that a huge swing and a miss?
Maybe.
I just read your comment over in Discord, polluted with Peter and the map of the space debris.
Even Elon himself has been listening as we get this desperate bit of damage control pumped out. A historic first, supposedly, of a near miss of space debris nearly hitting a spacecraft. And what we're going to see is this supposed space debris coming from our right to our left. It looks out of whack anyway, but then you see its interaction going across the face of this booster that has just been jettisoned. It's terrible. And then it actually seemingly goes through the rocket we're actually, the camera's actually on filming.
Didn't go through.
When I went looking at the other earlier launch,
clearly
I
went in
saw
front.
this.
Yeah. Must have been watching it on a phone.
We have a few words for you
Yeah.
from our...
More itty bitty bits just
In the
floating
dark,
around.
perhaps.
And these were inside the stage 2 rocket.
Yeah, I
body
reckon
as
most
well.
of them watch
So
them on
this
a
is what
phone.
you
They
saw,
don't really
Adam,
get to
but
see the
once
image
again,
properly.
You jumped to the wrong conclusion. unsupported by science. So your devastating space
ridiculous.
debris was really just very close and moving from side to side inside the rocket body. And it was rather out of focus too, Adam, which is why it looks so circular. I thought it looked odd when I first saw it. You can even see it originate up in the front right-hand side in amongst all that pipework, Adam. So why do you keep making up stuff? Is it because of... what's the word that best applies to you, Adam?
Desperation.
Yes, thanks, mate. Well, that's enough of Adam for now. And it's always amazed me that all the super cool things that the LEOs of the world have to ignore just to peddle their space fantasy. When stage 1 is reaching apogee, that's right where it's floated up as far as it can go and it's starting to fall back, everything's all very much in 0G. Have a look at the chunks being spat out by the thrusters, and then by being obliterated by subsequent blasts from the same thrusters. Wow, 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 isn't that just beautiful? Then there was this whole launch in darkness, and then just as stage 1 and stage 2 separated, they both entered into the twilight, and they were both lit by the full sunlight. And as stage 1 started falling back down again after separation, guess what? It went back into the darkness. So I wonder how flatties would explain that. I guess they will just look away. Now the stage 2, it stayed in full sunlight. And there's a little bit of a globe sign here too, isn't there, flatties? Now just have a look at the angle of the shadow coming off of stage 2. It seems that it wasn't varying by much, but it was varying slightly as the rocket was following the curve. I guess the rocket also had to change angle slightly as it was not really at orbital speed at the beginning of the second stage burn, but it certainly was by the end. Now isn't that just so pretty? And what better way to finish up this video than a little bit of video from channel friend Astronomy Live. Now he captured this from the ground with his excellent telescope and tracker, and I'm going to see what happens if I line up his footage from the ground with the footage from the stage 1 camera. I wonder if all those little bursts of thruster gas will line up. Well, isn't this just so pretty to watch? It must have been amazing to see this from the ground. Well, this is really hard for flatties to look at, I'm sure.
Oh, they'll deny it.
Seeing video filmed from the ground that looks exactly the same as what you would see if you're on the rocket looking down. Sorry, flatties, this has got to hurt, hasn't it? Bye for now. If you like what I do here, give me a click, like, subscribe and all those fun things, and see if we can do some more fun things in the future.
Been missing a lot of these space launches on my show, so I'll have to look into the next time one's going live to view it. I was hoping.
SpaceX is having a lot because they're putting all those flipping satellites in orbit, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Casual Space Mat, which is M2M now, I'd like him to be helping us out with that, keeping a track of that for me. He's only got to post a link to it in either Stream Homework or whatever, and I'll check it. I can hear you out there in the Discord, Paul, if you're there.
You're hearing things. He's not in Discord.
He's in Discord on my side.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Sorry.
I'm in
My bad.
Discord.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not going to join
My
again
bad.
because I just keep dropping.
Yeah, that's okay. You just won't be able to watch the videos or anything. Unless I share
Yeah, I
these.
know. Well, I can see them. I can see them on the stream when I'm online. But when
Yeah.
I drop out, I obviously can't.
Can you hear the videos from in there when I play a video?
Yeah, I am on Discord. Yeah.
No, you can hear the video when I play it out here. Like the video we just watched. I'll stop sharing that. Oh, okay. What's this one? Oh, another Everett Anderson. Okay. No, I wasn't sure if you could hear the video from out in here to out there.
Today, we are going again
This guy.
to prove the Earth is flat. Yes, most definitely, my friend. You remember the last time we proved Earth is flat? We used the Antifa, Extinction Rebellion fellow, and we put him in the trebuchet, threw him high in the air. So today, we have another similar flat Earth experiment. We have gone to the employment service to get cosmonauts. So, this unqualified, exceedingly diverse thing.
Oh, poor Teddy's lost a leg.
What they have sent as cosmonauts for flat Earth experiment. So without further much ado-ing,
we
shall take this diverse entity, and if you can see behind me, I have done very much building in this area. And there is much more building going on. So, diverse person, no, not person, diverse thing goes into, can you see the launch there? A mortar! A mortar shall launch it.
Our only hope is a Care Bear stare. I just hope it works.
So we will now place in the mortar, quite technically, and now I shall light the fuse. There. The fuse is lit. Now we must step back.
Care Bears, stare!
It should have gone kaboom.
I think the bear's cooked.
Well, perhaps the experiment is not going exactly as planned.
As planned. I think something's burning.
I don't think it's more. There was supposed to be a kaboom.
Yeah, that's
an shattering kaboom.
Yeah, no big bada boom. no big bada boom. Sorry, missed out. I see you got a fan out in the chat, Alan.
Yeah, well, not so much fan as a fellow radar head.
Oh no! If I get you both on here, we'd be here all night, wouldn't we?
Guess I better stick him a join link for my Discord server.
Yeah, you better.
You
can put it out. Yeah, you can. Can you do it out there, or do you have to?
Yeah, I can copy the link and I copy the link and stick it in there.
There you go, Cajun Drifter. Join Alan's Discord channel. Dora's going, is there some radar love between Cajun and Alan?
Yeah. Dora, best I come to Amsterdam for that, I think. It's that is probably the only hit that I definitely know is by a Dutch band. I mean, there may be more, but
So this LZ2C truth. So how would that shortest circle affect these here? Why is it right to present itself close to your fellow latitude? I've got no idea. I thought Phil was playing with. He's playing with Phil before.
I was going to say
Who are you bashing the typewriter to? John Bernard's joined your thing? Or Johnny Bernhard's? I thought that was John Bernard for a minute.
I saw John out there a while ago.
Yeah, but there's a Johnny Bernhard's that just joined Alan's Discord.
Oh.
He can join Voice if he wants to over in Discord on mine. If he wants to go there, I'll send him a link over there as well because Alan's usually over here. Where are we? There you go. I'll send him a link to mine as well. You won't find no radar in my channel. Oh, you'll find some stuff. But I've got a Blues Cavendish, so I'm following that. I've got to check to see what I need updating in your Blues Cavendish channel over on Discord, Blue. All those spreadsheet data stuff. I've got to put something in there for that. I think you got the last one I've got
I'm working on.
Yeah, I've got the last video I've got in there is that you put. It was Cavendish testing part 1. So I have to go back. I have to work out.
Well, I'm working on Cavendish testing part 2 right now.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
I'm not sure when I'll have it out.
Okay.
I think the slides are ready. I just need to record it.
Because if in that Blues Cavendish of what I've got over there, it should be a good timeline from the very beginning of the construction of the Cavendish through to your first testing, your time lapse, your test final testing, and data recording, and yeah. So it'd be a good series that. Alan?
Yeah, have I got to stop typing?
Alan can't hear you. He's typing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We'll finish off with Planar Walks one. And then we can do whatever after that for a little while. We've been going for nearly 2 hours and 50 minutes, so it won't be that much longer after that. We'll finish up out here. Oh, at least Paul can be interactive out in the peanut gallery if anyone wants to talk to Paul. That way he doesn't feel lonely. Where am I? Share. 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 Yeah, I haven't played a Planar Walk for a while, so this will be interesting.
With Flat Earth, apparently it has Flat Earth proof in it, so that's always fun to look at. The Dome and the Tartarian Empire, which does sound kind of fishy. Or maybe I'm thinking of the source. I also want to thank Greymore Ghost for recommending me this video before we actually get into the video, because I don't know if I'll have the same sentiment after the video.
Today I'm going to look at an old Americana Encyclopedia edition.
Oh hey, it's Barney, it's one of the Mudflood guys, and the person that thought that the Director of Earth-Shape Counterintelligence was an actual thing. Oh wait, that doesn't actually narrow it down now that I think about it. Now, he does say that he is going to take a look at an encyclopedia. Now, my question is does he know how to read it, or is he just going to be looking at it?
It actually proves that we have a dome above us and we are living on a flat Earth.
Uh-oh. Barney might be about to do something that no flat earther has ever done before, and that is prove that the Earth is flat. Well, that and read a book.
So let's investigate.
Come on, Barney. You know that you're not supposed to use a thinking cap. You're supposed to use thinking glasses. That's how Flat Out Hero does it.
So let's have a look into this. So basically, this is an older 1958 version of the Encyclopedia Americana. As you can see, this is kind of like an official book, right? Volume 2. And as you can see, this is a real book.
I do like how Barney here is pointing out the extremely obvious. Like, he knows that his followers will go, I'm not sure what that is. And then he points out it's a book, and they're like, oh, that's what it is. I thought it was a frying pan.
And the first thing I noticed here on this map is that there is no New Zealand.
Oh dear, that's no, we're
so that was weird. I'm not sure why that is, but
yes, that was weird. Please wait whilst we ready the replacement.
Ahoy hoy, Planeswalker here.
Dave, wrong replacement.
Ahoy hoy! I am Planar Walk. Ahoy hoy! Ahoy hoy! Ahoy hoy!
Hoy! Hoy! I am Planar Walk, and what am I doing here? Okay, so I'm responding to a video and I'm not allowed to rewind it by 10 seconds. Gotcha. Why am I responding to a flat earther again? It's my job. Wait, who would agree to have a job like this? Stop asking questions and do my job. Why am I here? What is existence?
So let's go further and see what this is. The international reference work is first published in 1829, or I-829.
That's a 1 there, not an I. I know they look similar, but it's a 1.
complete in 30 volumes, Washington, and here it is, 1958 edition, right? So that's what we should know about this book.
You gotta love how he's just reading everything. He says things like Washington. Washington has no point to what you're talking about. Why even say it? You're just saying words that you see. At least he knows how to read, I guess. That's a plus.
And we'll see in the first pages some entries about Antarctica. So here's Antarctic regions, the name given, that part of the Earth's surface surrounding the South Pole, and defined to include the outer limits of the ice drifting offshore to about 50 degrees south latitude, and so on. So it's quite a long entry. I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Okay, well, let me help you out. Firstly, it implies that the South Pole is a point, and that point is surrounded by land, and that land is surrounded by water. That doesn't really work with the flat Earth ice model.
And read this part of the same entry, Antarctica. 4 United States planes flew from New Zealand to McMurdo Sound on December 20th of 1955 and made exploratory flights over unknown parts of the continent until January 18, 1956. Unknown parts of the continent. Interesting.
Well, of course there are unknown parts of Antarctica. It's not like someone just arrived there and all of a sudden they could see the entire continent. That's not how exploration works.
When they returned to New Zealand, okay. These flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east.
So I know what he's going to say, or what he would say if I was able to watch the rest of the video. We're going to talk about that soon. What he's going to say is, oh, this says that there's a dome in Antarctica, so this means that there's a dome covering the flat Earth. Checkmate, globetards! However, I decided to go onto Google and check something like, I don't know, what is the elevation in Antarctica like? So Google tells me that the average elevation in Antarctica is 8,200 feet. It also says that the highest point on the ice cap is 13,500 feet. I also decided to go onto Google Earth and check the particular point that he was talking about, and it turns out that the elevation there is about 12,500 feet. So what does this mean? Well, I think what it means is that flat earthers and Barney have seen the word dome and thought, oh, that means that there's a dome over them, not realizing that a dome can refer to the lay of the land. And just because there's a dome in Antarctica doesn't mean that it's over them. It can just be a dome in the land, or the ice sheet. It seems as though a flat earther saw this encyclopedia and, didn't even bother to check to see what it actually says about the shape of the Earth. Just assumed that when it was talking about a dome and everything that it meant that the Earth is flat or something like that. Oh no! Barney decided to cut out the rest of his insane ramblings. Whatever will I do? Well, leave a like and subscribe. In all seriousness, I do have something to say about that. Because I tried to watch the rest of the video, but there's a paywall there. So what that means is that if I wanted to listen to the rest of Barney's ramblings, I would have to pay him to listen to him. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't he be paying me to listen to him? But I suppose alternatively, you could pay me for listening to people like Barnabas Nagy over on Patreon, much like What Jesus, Hugh Jars, MC Nutkin, Jane Spade, Wolfie, Maury, Greymore Ghost, Kid Vicious, and Such a Campbell have done. You can always join by clicking the Patreon link, should be there. But anyway, I will see you in the next video. Between you and me, thank you for watching.
I've heard that before, that story about the word dome for Antarctica.
Yeah,
we were just talking about it earlier. You played a video about it.
Yeah, you've got an area with like mountains that go from an average of 8 to like 13,000 feet high, and the whole lot is pretty much covered in ice, so that you can't actually see the mountains. Because they're, so yeah, it's going to look somewhat like a dome, isn't it, at the top of the ice?
So they're just referring to the shape of what it looks like.
Yeah. And of course it's unknown land. Nobody's ever been there and explored it.
1956.
Yeah, because in 1956 we didn't have polar orbiting satellites that could photograph it and radar map it and LiDAR map it and all the other stuff.
Yeah. Only just those few explorers that went there by foot, down that way somewhere. Was it Ross?
Most of them didn't go to that side of Antarctica, though. They tended to stay on the side that was easy to get onto, like the Antarctic Peninsula and then the bit down to the South Pole. Oh, and of course, we can always rely on the peanuts to give us the correct definitions of stuff. Certainly, as far as geology. Help me, sheeples. You know what word I'm trying to say.
I'll spit it. Spit it out.
Geology. That was it. Geology. A dome is a geological term for a fold in the layers that goes to the surface, but is worn away into a circle. Thank you, Wim Fonda.
I love this. They go, what is a dome? To shape like a dome. It's like, no, that's what I'm asking you. It's like, who's on first, you know?
I don't know, who's on second.
What's the catcher's name? Tomorrow. You want to tell me tomorrow? I love that. It is such a good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wish we could play that, but we can't.
Who's on second? What? I said, who's on second? What? Who's on second?
Would you get into
I don't know. He's shortstop.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Would you get into trouble for copyright if you actually replayed it, not replayed the movie, but replayed the actual skit, by like just in voice?
Yeah, I think you would.
No, I don't think you would, because that'd be putting your own interpretation onto it.
If you read it, yeah.
Okay.
But it will pick up on the algorithm if you played an audio of it.
No, I wouldn't play the audio of it, but if two people just did it as a skit.
Oh no, that's fine. That'll be fine. We didn't get done when we did the turbo encabulator, so.
No. Oh, that was the good old days.
Yeah, funny.
It'd be like if I played a piano piece, Terry, like it wouldn't pick me up on that because that's my own interpretation of the piece, It's only if you play somebody else's interpretation and claim it as yours that you get into trouble.
Ah, okay. Isn't there also just a thing to do with if the person's dead or something like that?
Well, that's true copyright, isn't it? When they're dead and
can't
it's
copyright
50 years
something forever.
Yeah.
Currently it's life of the artist plus 70 years.
Okay.
Life of the author plus 70 years.
Interesting.
Now, of course, the problem you get with the algorithm is if Paul plays a classical piece, and it sounds really close to a version that Sony has recorded and put out there as a record, you might still get a copyright claim based on the fact that they think you're using their music, because it's.
That's interesting. I thought it wouldn't be able to pick it up because there's no. Let's say that if Paul did it right now, hint hint, then it wouldn't be able to pick up on any uploaded material. Like when Terry plays a video from YouTube, it's got the uploaded algorithm, and it knows that file. But if he created that file here on the go through Zoom, I don't know how they could pick it up.
The algorithm is actually scanning the audio, and I think scanning the video to try, because it will find if you mirror the video and play it will find it these days.
But that's the video,
and we're talking
right?
about but I mean but you could get the video, you could use a video file from a DVD.
Yeah, but Paul would be playing it live through his microphone. There'd be no recording of it. It would be a new version through Terry.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it doesn't really matter very much where that digital data came from, because the stream doesn't know where. The stream only knows that OBS is sending it information, sending it a video stream and an audio stream. It's the algorithms that actually look at the data and try and figure out what's there. And they're quite good at it, but they're also quite good at getting it wrong.
So you're saying we should cheer all the way through, or Paul should make a purposeful mistake every few minutes?
Hit the wrong key.
Ding ding. Oh,
wrong key. Or make
have someone out of time. Just going.
I was going to say detune one of his detune one of his keys. Paul, can you detune one of your keys on your piano just so it sounds wrong?
Oh, I could on the digital piano, yes.
Because then it'd be a slightly different note.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome when you played that little piece.
Yeah, that's one of the issues you can have with playing non-copyrighted audio. If it sounds just like somebody else's version of it.
I think with most classical pieces, Sheeple, you're right, because most of them, the authors died many hundreds of years ago.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, as I say, the problem is companies like Sony, they put out, and the other companies, especially ones that do put out records of classical music, they will ping people for playing that, for actually playing classical music themselves, because it sounds a bit like a piece that they've published as a record or whatever, which they do, which because it's a performance they own the copyright of.
All right, John, we need you to turn your mic on and have Darth Vader playing while Paul plays. That way we've got a whole thing going.
Yeah, I can just imagine it. I can just imagine it now. Like,
what was that?
Right? Can you just imagine? I am your father, Luke. I am your father.
Pick up on that one, algorithm. Try that. Look at you just jamming away there.
You could break the
tune.
Imagine if you broke the algorithm.
Yeah.
I get a
Maybe
copy.
That's what we could do one day, Terry. And Terry, play a Lindsay video, and instead of actually listening to the audio, I'll just play classical music over the top of it, like a silent movie.
Oh yeah.
Very Frontal says there was an orchestra that had their live stream taken down when they were performing one of their own pieces.
What the? Their
Yeah.
their original own composition, and they get to, wow.
Yeah, because it had been, somebody had submitted it to one of these copyright bots, and the bot took them down.
Wow.
Well, what were you playing before when you were doing the Nocturne clue? What song was that?
Oh, that was the Nocturne in E minor.
That was beautiful. I've heard it before. I know I've heard it before.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite pieces, actually.
When I learned to play piano when I was younger, I don't remember doing classical from what I can remember.
That's the one, Sheeple?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Level 2, lingerie. Level 4, socks and undies. Going up an elevator.
Just tell me when you've had enough.
Well, as long as I don't get a copyright strike, I'm right. Silent movie. Put up some card with text in between and Paul playing music. Great idea. That's a good idea, Dora. We could go back to the early 1900s and like the old movies, have it black and white, have it all streaky like it's a film going through the projector, with the fancy writing and all that on it. Yeah, but there'd be no sound. That'd be a silent movie. Yeah.
Well, we're picking up now. It's intensifying.
I think that that to see truth is thinking that the person would have down towards the centre of the circle of latitude. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out what he was going on about. You'll play back the remainder of the show to look at the comments you missed. Okay.
See you later, Blue.
See ya.
See you, Blue.
Later, Blue. Thanks for joining, mate. Oh, well, I haven't really got anything else for you guys with the peanuts.
Just live piano, Terry.
Just live piano.
Which is so wicked.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go out on Paul's playing the piano in the background while we say goodnight to the peanuts and everyone. Oh, thanks, Alan. Thanks, John. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Sheepy. You can get back to your 3D printing after this, are you? Or are you going to bed? It's getting a bit
I'll
later.
start one and go to sleep, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking I was getting a bit late. Who do we have out there? Dora, Carl, To See Truth. I didn't put a spanner. I'll give to See Spanner a truth. They seemed okay, not too bad. They weren't swearing or telling anyone off. As long as they've subbed, it's okay. Room Fondle. Who else did we have? I said Carl, didn't I? All I can see is Carl and Room Fondle at the moment. Oh, Miro came in late. No late note. Sorry. Dora. Astro Rex. Oh, I didn't see you there, Astro Rex. Oh, John Bernard. Don't forget John Bernard's. Cajun Drifter. I'm going to scroll up further past all these ones I've already read. Oh, Fred Bailey. Spooky Bed Hair was there as well, I've seen. Somewhere.
Yeah, Spooky Bedhead did really well in the quiz, didn't they?
Yeah, it did. Done well.
Did you notice my profile picture today?
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's Mona Lisa having a bad hair day.
No, that's Monday, Lisa.
Oh, is it? Monday, Lisa.
Wow, Paul.
Miro, that was Paul playing
Yeah, that
piano.
was fantastic, Paul. That was fantastic.
Thank you,
That's
Paul.
your piece for tonight.
Piece to the resistance.
Very cool.
I'm just typing
That's very
at the
nice.
moment. So.
Yeah. Paul, at the rate we're going, you're going to be playing piano every week, aren't you? At the end of the show.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
You don't spoil it.
We gotta ease them into this truth, okay?
I was going to say, so better get practicing, mate.
Oh.
I've
Shots
just turned
fired
around
from England.
I've just turned around and seen the chat, and I've seen Dora News message there. Just don't imagine Paul sitting naked at the piano like a Monty Python sketch. No, that's
Oh,
not
now you've done it, Dora.
That's why we can't have any nice things, Dora.
Yeah,
that's
why. You just ruined the whole stream with that image in our heads now. Oh dear.
That was awesome, Paul.
Well,
really
if you
cool.
want, I can pick a piece each time we stream and play an outro for you guys.
What's that really famous one? It's like,
famous one.
Yeah, which one? Really famous one.
Really
One?
famous. Orally, is it Orally? No, it's not Orally. It's the one that goes ding 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 ding.
Where's your mind going? Orally.
No.
Yeah.
It's like
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I better say good night to the peanuts before this gets out of hand.
Hey,
good night, peanuts.
That's very musical. Yeah, good night, peanuts. That's very musical of you, sheeple. Dig ding.